betting on a game. No woman's gonna tell us what to do. And I've been over here just drinking beer and making that noise. Baby, I'm hanging with the fellas, bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
There you go.
There it is.
And what episode is this, Jack? 240. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bussin' with the Boys. Let's get a clap, boys. First one, week one of the NFL season.
The boys are back.
They're fucking back together, man. There's a special, goosebumpy feeling I have in my heart, but goosebumps aren't the only thing I'm having right now. I'm also having an anchoring for a ad read to come up on the screen so I can read it. That's what I really want.
Are you
dude.
talking about the Chevy Silverado?
I'm talking about the most durable, reliable vehicle on the market, dude. Is it here? Oh, you know what? Can you zoom in a little bit? My eyes, I think, have gotten worse than last month.
Dude, it's football season.
It is, dude. It is football season. There's a new family with unstoppable grit, and they are the official partners of Bussin' with the Boys family, and that is the Chevy Silverado ZR2 family. The first ever Silverado heavy-duty ZR2 joins the franchise to make Chevy ZR2 the only truck brand with a lineup of trucks ready for wherever your off-road adventure takes you. With exclusive multi, well, we got a new multi.
Good to have you back,
we got
brother.
a new multi.
Good to have you
Thanks,
back.
brother.
Exclusive multi-matic.
Hold on, I need to read that out loud.
Okay.
Because if I just say it, and then it helps me better the next time,
Got
and then
you,
the next
got
time
you,
it's a
got you.
domino
Hit that
effect.
Dude, or
Yeah.
Bleep that out.
With exclusive multi-mat, see, that's what we need. Multi-matic DSSV dampers, rugged mud terrain tires, and up to 14 available camera views. That's a lot of views. The Chevy Silverado ZR2 and Chevy Silverado HD ZR2, a family with commanding and unstoppable grit. Head over to Chevy.com, check out Chevy Silverado and the family of Chevy ZR2s, the official truck of Bussin' with the Boys.
And hey, and your boy, that's exactly what I have, the ZR2. It is a phenomenal
It's a
truck.
good
That's the
looking
one
truck. You
setting.
can't curse.
Sorry, yeah.
And
We're outside of the ad read now.
According to Steve-O, also that messes up your algorithm if you do it too early in the podcast.
Fair. Well,
We're back.
we're back. Yeah, the boys are back.
The boys
By
are
Chevy
back, dude.
Silverado and the ZR2 specifically.
Dude, you guys missed me or what? Let's talk about it.
Of course we missed you, man.
You guys, can you guys go around?
The last couple weeks, we're over here underwater trying to fucking breathe, or trying to breathe, not F and breathe.
Can't F and
Trying
breathe.
to F and breathe. Get back to the surface, and we know you're out battling the wildfires of Canada.
Yeah,
I know you guys said you're going to get into that, I'm sure.
I was doing the
But,
same thing. I was fighting the good fight.
Yeah, you're out there fighting the good fight in, good old Canada.
Were you guys worried when Barstool was doing layoffs? JP?
Worried.
Was I? Yeah, a little bit, actually. You didn't know what was going to happen. Get a call from Dave. Hey, Will's going to go ahead and take it from here. You're just like, oh, no.
Dude, last week was the Red Wedding. I mean, it was, oh yeah, you're not at Game of Thrones.
No, but I understood
You
the
know the
reference.
Red
I understood
okay.
the reference. Yes.
Last week was like the Red Wedding. I mean, they laid off 25% of the squad up there.
A lot of good
100 plus employees. Yeah, a lot of good soldiers, man.
It's one of those things, though. It's just business. Dave walked in there. He's bought the company back, realized how much overhead there was, and I'm sure they're in a pivotal point in of the organization's in a pivotal point right now. It can go one of two ways.
Yeah,
And it seems like if there's any man to do it, it's going to be Dave Portnoy.
yeah. Lean and mean. Get that machine back.
No question. He is a little thicker right now, though. You can tell that the pizzas have been getting to him a little bit.
Did you see his pizza review last week?
Yeah, with the buddy with the shirt that was way too
Star
small.
Wars shirt.
Dom of the year. Was he not?
Hey, Dom of the year.
Dude, was he not the best?
He's taking
poking his little head in there.
Yeah,
Dom of the year. Back out. That was an incredible one, and it was great to see Dave just get mad at somebody, and then watch.
Let me be clear. Fuck you.
Yeah, and then watch the war on the internet of the guy, because I went to Buddy's. What's the name of the pizza company? Dragon Pizza. First off, in that review, how incredible is it that Dave gave off the bad review before the like conflict happened?
Right.
Made it so much better for him to really stand 10 toes down that whole thing. Then Dragon Pizza puts a shittily drawn 6-year-old photo, and Dave posted, he's like, hey, the guy made this of me. Should we sell this?
Yes,
And you can just tell Barstool's like kind of low-key doing Barstool things again.
Oh yeah, that is
That's a staple.
Barstool full, through and through. That is the Dragon Slayer t-shirt.
It's almost like they're paying him. Like they paid that guy to do that. Like that was so Barstool that like it couldn't have come at a more perfect time too.
You could see how upset the guy was too, like how mad he was, and now that it's all, kind of coming into fruition, like unfolding. It's kind of like he went exactly into the trap of
And
Barstool Sports.
You could tell that the guy, the owner, like if you think of what's going on through his head, probably Dave walked in and the owner goes, "Hey, is that the who is that guy?" And they're like, "Oh, that's Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports." He Googled Dave Portnoy, and the first thing that probably comes up is one of those hit pieces that
the Business Insider.
the Business Insider wrote on him. He reads it. He's like, "Oh, I don't fucking like this guy." And he goes in and goes, "Hey, I don't like what you do for small businesses." No receipts, no knowledge of what Dave has done for small businesses, and just kind of says like, lofts one up. Like, I don't like you because this, and just a blanket statement. And Dave, obviously, as usual, comes correct.
Yeah.
Then he comes back. He doesn't get enough of it, and things had to go down the way it was.
His receipts were everything.
Dog, and it's like, come on, like, you got the door, use it. Like, go back inside, gather. Hey, what do you got for me? And then get his employees to get a couple things, and then rip back out there. R.I.P. to that guy's business, though. He's fucking done. Dragon Pizza will no longer exist. Unless it's close to like News Insider's headquarters or whatever, Business Insider's headquarters.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can have pizza parties there every day because that's the only thing that's going to keep them afloat.
And then Dom of the Year comes out of nowhere. He's been popping off on social media. I started following him too. I love what he's doing. I love how he's taking advantage of the moment.
Doing rap music with him and shit. I think that shit is hilarious.
Yeah, I love how he's taking advantage of the moment, man.
Taking advantage of the moment. And one more shout out to Dave on this whole thing is his ability to get in that argument with Buddy and shit on him back and forth. Obviously fuming. You can see like the teapot is boiling. It's making that whistling noise in his mind, and yet people are coming up trying to take a photo with him, and he's like, "Yo, you were a piece of shit." Absolutely, yeah. Anything you need. Hey, let me tell you another thing. And he fucking goes off
that piece of pizza. She's like, "Oh, my king." With him in the background arguing.
Nurse using the scrubs.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic, dude.
Yeah, look at all those 1-star reviews now.
Yelp reviews.
Oh God.
It's over.
It's over, brother. Dragon Pizza. The guy just doesn't know what he's doing. The guy just didn't fucking know. Well, you can tell he doesn't really know what he's doing based on the attire he had on to attack the day. Like, what was he fucking
had on good
wearing?
attire. I did. No,
it was a star. I mean, but like, put it on a shirt that fits, brother.
But I love that. I love how he came out just looking like he's out of Back to the Future, just with a small Star Wars shirt, just talking shit.
He reminds me of the bully of Back to the Future, dude. He's just that shit was terrible.
Just put a gun to the business's head, and
I didn't like his attitude. I didn't like his fit one bit. Not at all. Dragon Pizza 2 is a terrible name. Not a fan. Los Angeles, California, commenting on a guy in New Jersey.
Oh, everyone from everywhere is going to go just on Yelp and leave a bad review.
They're going to crush him, dude. Absolutely crush him. Do we want to talk about your retirement first, Canada, or
should we have a moment of silence?
Landscape?
Moment of silence.
Greatest white linebacker named Will Compton of all time.
And also Jimmy Buffett. That was beautiful. I did. I was really thinking about it when I watched that video when you sent it to me last night, and I just thought to myself, man, it's one thing to be a linebacker; it's a whole different thing to be a white linebacker in the NFL. Like, dog, like that's incredible.
White any player in the NFL.
How many times? Yeah, but offensive line a little bit. Punter, kicker, offensive line. Like those are kind of like where like white guys are still low key safe.
Mm-hmm.
But a linebacker, dog.
It's a dying breed out there.
Yeah.
You can find a lot of guys.
You're a drop of milk in a sea of chocolate.
Yeah.
And you're just fucking, and you did it. You really did it.
Yeah, it was a good run. It was a good run. I was nervous sending you that video because when you called me afterwards, I was like, but also I need to send it to the boy and get his thoughts.
Yeah, I thought you did a really good job. I was worried in the beginning. I told you this conversation, but we'll obviously rehash it again because people can listen to us. When I first started watching the video, I was like, I got nervous that you were going to fall back on humor too much and not like give the moment it's time to like really like give the game of football it's grace and it's tip of the cap as you like finally walk away for real.
Yeah, it was difficult. The boys can tell you, like, my head was in an absolute blender the entire week last week. Just
tough.
Trying to think of all the different things because you like to lead with humor as a great defense mechanism on absolutely everything, but also, like you said, tip of the cap to the game, to that young boy who was obsessed with the fucking game back in the day. But no, I thought it went well, man. It's fun to like put it all to bed because you can only do the year 10 stuff for so long to where you're just like, yeah, I know it's debatable.
Because there was talk last year around February where we were like, you'll be 45. We'll be doing year whatever 26 or whatever it is.
Because after the Vegas year, it's kind of like my mom had passed and everything else, and it's kind of like, oh, this is the last year because it was the last 5 weeks of the season.
Yeah,
you're going off sending the game off right, sending the boys off right, get the squad into the playoffs, and show me the paperwork the next week. But and then how the Arthur Smith and the Falcons just kind of came out of thin air. That's where it's like, oh, people are in trouble. We are fucking back, and year 10 is alive. Give me a couple weeks. I need to get in shape a little bit.
Get in shape.
Because remember, you came to the shop, and you're just like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
I was so thrown. No disrespect, but I'm like, what are we doing?
None taken.
I'm really thinking like, I'm driving over here like Will Compton's about to go to the NFL, who has not taken it seriously at all. And there's these cats sitting at home right now with a dream and a hope, thinking like they're going to get their mom out of the situation. They're going to do X, Y, and Z.
For an opportunity.
For the opportunity to be greatness, to have their names etched in stone in the history of like being great.
Yeah.
And you're like a friend of a head coach that's like, fuck it, man, we'll get you in.
Yeah, like
I'll such a crazy deal.
I'll spice myself up for a workout.
That shit was wild.
It was nuts, man. It's like it couldn't have ended any better. Like it's just been fucking cool, dude.
Yeah,
it's been cool. I had got to have some good old glory years that you look back on fondly, and then you get to have like those 3 years where you're kind of balancing to and having fun with Bussin' with the Boys, and Bussin' with the Boys is growing and everything else, to where I do think I got to end like, with Versace and the Silver and Black and the boys out in Vegas, got to play with the Titans, like those 2 different years that weren't back to back. And then it's like, you get to kind of be done and make year 10 like a fun little bit, but also it got to like almost come back. It was just wild. It couldn't have ended any better.
Almost come back, and
being in, like being just a minimum contract, just vet free agent, having like, hey, when do you want to sign? Like, hey, when would you like to come in? Like,
wild.
Just nuts.
Yeah.
Based on the relationships that were built throughout the career, which is awesome in itself, but it's been a hell of a ride.
It goes to show it's not who you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know and how you know them, right?
You fucking hit it.
Dial that shit in.
No doubt, man.
Fucking over there smirking in the back, dude. I didn't like that, JP. Do you guys miss me or what?
So much, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. I missed you guys too.
Was counting down the days, man.
No doubt. I couldn't tell if Jack missed me or not based on the way his fuse was lit so quickly before we got on the show today. We want to talk about it?
Weird.
Well, we can stay for the college football talk because I know, don't we want to get into some Canada? I see the look in your guys' eyes. Like,
Jack and I are good no matter what. Like we're bonded.
I'll be waiting back here.
I'll be waiting back here.
Canada.
In Canada.
You were off in Canada.
Do you want to talk any more about your retirement?
Is there anything else that I need to cover? Here's what
I want to think of one question to ask you.
Okay.
But you go ahead and say what you're going to say.
I got to do the speech. I got to throw in some humor. I thought it was very much like how I would want to do a speech and then say all the right stuff there at the end, thanking all the people. And there's, again, so many people you miss, like the training room and getting to name specific players like you, the boy, Adam Hayward, a lot of guys that opening up that can of worms. You just Catcher Golson. I could rattle off fucking so many
Trent
guys.
Murphy.
Yes, Trent Murphy, Matt Ioannidis, Houston
Colt
Bates,
McCoy.
Colt McCoy, Tress Way, just a lot of
Jordan Reed.
Yeah, J. Reed.
Ryan Kerrigan.
Oh, I talk like that, comp? Yeah, Ryan. Yeah, RC. There's so many guys, but you leave out
Kerrigan with a K?
Yeah, Ryan Kerrigan, HBK, Heartbreak Kerrigan, dude, the sexiest man in the locker room.
He's probably talking about Ryan Clark, though. Now that I'm putting it together in my head. I'm putting it together
Ryan,
in my head. That's on me. That's on me. Gotta keep your head on the swivel with Compton's mind, brother.
Rust.
Yeah. But you get to do the speech, and then I got to have the conversation with Ben and kind of do a little intro, outro, and then the old man surprises. It has a little video there at the end of that podcast that I did where it was awesome to see. I know my dad is super proud. He got to say some words, and he just did it in the most. I was sitting there watching because my wife, she brings it up after I put Rue down, and she's got it on. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are we watching? Why do you get the podcast on?
Yeah.
And she had it on the TV. And I was like, you know what? Mitch did say that there was something there at the end. I thought Mitch put something together. And he's like, I think you'll like. I was like, he did say it, so it's about to come up. And then my old man pops up on his back deck and just starts,
What was your first initial thought when you saw the old man on the back deck? Was it like a... Or was it like,
I immediately looked at
what are we doing up here,
I looked at Troy, I go, did you do this? And she was like, yeah. I was like, this is awesome.
That's
and my dad
awesome.
got to have some words, and it fits in with what I was kind of wanting with that conversation. Is like I'm thinking like down the road one day where Rue, and if we're lucky enough to have more kids, or they have families, and I got grandkids, they get to see their grandpa talking about it, and not only that, but they get to see their great grandpa talking about it, about his son, and being happy and proud. And it is just like it was fucking cool. So to put it to bed and do it that way was, I loved it.
What was the most difficult part for you when you were putting everything together? You said your mind was in a blender for a week.
Just figuring out what I was actually trying to do. Because when I sat with Ben, it was such a long conversation. And, I'm talking about so many different things. And you're just like, you're trying to, it's just that balance of defaulting to humor, making it more of a bit, doing myself the right way, doing the game the right way. Like all these different, like, I guess, egos and personalities I've thought about playing out my career that was what was making it hard was, man, what am I wanting to do? Because there's a part of me that wanted to kind of do like that playoff Willie spin where I kind of, I did that AB spoof and have JP in there with my jersey. And I'm like, thank you all for coming today. And then it shows JP and he's like sitting there and all the other boys are kind of like, is this dude having a press conference? And it's like, today I'd like to officially announce that I'm walking away from the game of football. Then it cuts to JP and JP's like, you notice he didn't say retired because you can't retire from greatness. And then all the other guys are kind of like having a weird little like side eye. But then I was just like, as I was crafting the speech, I'm feeling like my real self that loved the game come out and talk about it a little bit more. So I was like, man, I need to lean more to that because it seems like that's what I'm actually wanting to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like why my head was in a blender. And then when I was editing the episode, because I was trying to convey to Mitch, poor Mitch is sitting there. He's just like, what things are you wanting to cut out from that? He's like, I know you can overthink about how like the conversation can go, which I very much do all the time. And since it was the retirement thing, I was like that perfectionist that like paralysis by analysis. I was just overthinking everything. I was like, man, just show me a couple ways to edit and I'll do it for you. So that way you can focus on other things. Cause there's a lot of stuff happening at the bus last week. So I started editing, and as I'm editing, I'm like, man, it'd be cool to throw in some photos, at some of these transitions as things got edited out.
Mm-hmm.
And as I start getting photos, I'm talking about stories as I'm listening to it. I was like, oh, it'd be cool to have this photo in there. Or the photo where it's like, yeah, man, me and Taylor, before the boys things kind of took off, then that photo of me and you in the tunnel smiling. And then it's like, I had to watch Deion Gomes' bulldog. Like I knew I had a photo in my photo album of his bulldog. And it's like, he doesn't know where any of these photos are. It's not like you can find them. Some of them you can on the internet. But then I was getting in my album and then putting it in with the timestamps. Like, oh, it'd be cool to kind of do all that. And then that's where the mind was in a blender, because I was just thinking about how to go about doing it so much, because it's like I'm putting it all to bed.
When you really came to terms with like, okay, it's really over now, I'm not going to do the bit anymore of your 10.2 or anything like that, like how long after you made that decision did this video come out? Because the first time I heard about it was, I think, right before we were in LA.
Like when did your 10.2 style bit start to wear off?
When were you like, okay, it's time to put to bed the NFL career, not just like we're gonna put down the jokes of like 10.2 and hey, the NFL can only keep me down for so long, I'll be back, I swear. And then now it's like, okay, we're actually putting to bed, putting the actual stamp on a career and being done. You've put it in the envelope in your.
Yeah, it's like I knew I was wanting to retire for the longest, and I kind of wanted to figure out like how to do it. And then when the boys came out, John Rich and everybody, for that year 10 investigation, and I knew that would be a funny piece. And it's kind of like,
they did a great
you can only do this shit like, I don't want to just sit here and beat a dead horse on this year 10 bit. So I was just kind of like getting over it. But the hard part is like when people are like, hey, where are we going this year? 10.2. Hey, I'm still rooting for you. And you're just kind of like, man, you just want to, it's like you keep it alive just for that little bit of a flame that was still there for other people wanting it and rooting for it. But it feels much better just to be done with it. So I don't have to, you lean into those things. Then what is it? Year 11? Then actually what?
Year 10.3.
Then when Art's texting like, hey, it'd be cool if we figured this out. It's like, well, are we being serious? Do I actually want to go fucking try and pull this off just for the sake of the content? I feel like we got to do that last year. Yeah, we got to like do that last year to where JP's literally riding with me all the way down to Atlanta just to go do a workout, and only to afterwards go to like Popeyes and
do a chicken sandwich review.
Do a chicken sandwich. Because we're riding high. You go into that workout and you just like, it goes your way, and they're giving you breaks, like water breaks, and like, hey, take your time. And all the scouts and coaches are out there, and I was performing well because I had those breaks and they weren't running me into the ground. So everybody's like, oh, it seemed like you're working out and stuff like that. And you're like, yeah, man. And then you get out and JP and I were like, we're just hype. But it's like, what? Am I going to try and do that again this year? And obviously, like, I'm not going to.
Yeah, it's like, how long does it last?
Yeah, like, I'm truly not going to. I'm not wanting to. So I just need to say it's done.
Well, now, the way you answered that question, though, John Rich and those boys are going to take it as their investigation is what led you to actually retire.
I know.
So do you need to clear that up?
That was the hard part. But once I was learning that was the whole investigation piece, I thought it was funny. And I know, like, John and Fasoli, they're trying to make content for Barstool, right? Like, they're trying to find their own lane. So it's like, how can you, allow that to happen? But it was kind of like, I know I'm retiring. So they're going to ultimately
you knew before.
Yeah, I knew I was wanting to do something to kind of put it all to bed and retire.
All right, got you. Because did you guys feel this way? That I felt like when you said the investigation thing happened, that made you really actually think about it.
Yeah, that was me leaning into just being resistant on I'm not going to allow this investigation to sum up this is me actually retiring, like actually giving in, putting on the hat.
I get what you're saying.
I'm not going out on the terms of John Rich and them. I'm going to lean into, no, you're 10.2 still alive.
Right. And so it took you about a week to get it done. Do you feel now that it's all over? Like, how does it feel now that you're officially done?
Relieving. Like last week, we figure out that bet the bus, it was not week 0 last week. It was week 1. So we're just pulling a fucking rabbit out of the hat with bet the bus. They're all the boys. I'm literally telling them, hey, I need you guys to involve yourself a little bit more in bet the bus because I'm just not prepared to do the bet the bus, all that kind of like the entertaining type stuff because I was so laser focused on this retirement stuff. Steve and all of them, they're 1.5 conversations. And I just know I was giving off a vibe of like, I don't care about this right now. Like, please stop talking to
me. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even know what your question was, but I was like projecting on the boys that, Mitch is sitting there, he's like, hey, what are you trying to, I was like, hey, just show me how to do this or fucking, how can, I don't know, be nicer to you. Not that I was being a dick, but you're just trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. There's a lot of stuff happening. And then all the layoffs.
Your mind somewhere else.
Yeah. You had all the layoffs happen. Like Ben had came in on Sunday. We shoot that conversation. I'm thinking about what I wanted to come off as and look like and yada, yada, yada. It's like, oh, is this gay? Is this not gay? It's shit like that. That's what ultimately is going in my head.
Yeah.
Shout out to boys for, Jack, he's coming up. Hey, can we shoot this? Can we shoot this social ad? It's like, all right, let's stop.
You guys are pumping out social ads last week. Oh my God.
Doug, I'm telling you, it's a good problem to have because clearly Bussin is sellable. But at the same time, we're sitting here like, hey, we're not fucking doing
1,000 fucking things.
Yeah, like the month of September, at one point, it looked like we were supposed to pump out 11 vlogs, 2 a week, and on 2 different weeks, 3 vlogs in a week. And so we had to get on a call with a lot of the
what the fuck are we doing here?
Like, hey, we're not doing this. Like we're not doing this, but hey, how can we figure out a better way to essentially say we're not going to be doing this? And those conversations had to be had. Those were had on like Tuesday. They're obviously dealing with a lot up at Barstool HQ. So then all the layoffs happen. So then you lose some of the people you're in contact with out there. But we're taken care of by Barstool. Like everybody's reaching out to us to
like
bridges.
If it was the exact opposite, where we're sitting here doing vlogs and everything every week and we can't fucking get an ad read, we'd be way more upset than being like, oh, we're oversold on everything.
It's
just tough because
we're just
the boys bandwidth, I'm sure in the back there, like we're in September and you guys are probably not only over? Like, half empty maybe, but fucking, we have a big fall coming up with the fall tour and all that shit. It's gonna be a nuts fall. And all the boys pushing the cart in the same direction right now is fucking doing it, dude.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, dude. You guys want to talk about an exclusive partner of Barstool Sports, dude? That's Game Time, dude. Created by fans, for fans, Game Time is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on ticketing sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee lowest prices.
With the fall tailgate tour coming up, you can find the best deals because football is obviously back. Going to obviously it's out now, but Georgia, South Carolina, Nebraska, Notre Dame, all the spots we're going to, you can find the best prices on the Game Time app.
Dude, it's all possible with the Game Time app. The biggest last-minute prices drop can be found on the seats you thought you could never buy. They'll even credit you 110% of the seat price if you can find better deal elsewhere. You can also get a limited time discount with exclusive flash deals.
The purchase process takes just 2 taps in 10 seconds. And once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed.
Such a good
The
feeling.
app also allows you to easily share your tickets with friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly.
Skip the hassle and enjoy the moment. Download the Game Time app or go on the website, enter your email and redeem code BUSSIN. That's BUSSIN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
Phenomenal.
We're fucking back on this thing.
Hey,
Now,
with our fall tailgate tour out, the list is out. This weekend, we're going to be at South Carolina. We'll get into the Gamecocks in a second. The week after that, South Carolina at Georgia. I know we're fucking stoked for Georgia.
couple cocks? 2 cocks? 2 weeks, 2 cocks?
Ooh, then we go out to South Bend, Ohio State at Notre Dame. Notre Dame looks like a fucking team this year.
go
So I'm
Irish.
stoked about that. The week after that, that's the Bussin Bowl, yeah?
Greatest, most prestigious trophy game in all of college sports, the second annual, baby.
What is that? September 30th. And then
Week 5.
we go to week off. Then we go to who's playing at Tennessee? A&M
That's going to
at
be a
Tennessee,
banger, too.
October 14th. And to finish it off, which is going to be a juicy atmosphere as long as LSU kind of shows back up.
Fuck.
But Florida at LSU on November 11th. That'll be awesome.
Dude, I'm so excited to dive into the college football season and even the NFL season. Like, I was obviously up in the Great White North earlier for this entire month, and it's fantastic. It's wonderful up there. Much more slower pace, beautiful scenery and stuff like that. But my God, do they not give a shit about football? It is fucking wild. Like,
How was Canada?
Canada was great. It was good. Here's what I'll say about Canada.
I liked your Vancouver is what, Grand Theft Auto
With Bears.
with Bears.
That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
all Vancouver is, and that pissed me off, Vancouver. And I'll fucking get to that. Like, this is one of
You know what?
this is one of those trips. Canada in general. This is one of those trips where you're gonna have 1,000 stories from it because of all the things that had to happen. However, like, if I had to say, was it fun? Was it not fun? It'd probably be closer to not fun than fun because, like, all the fall tour stuff and then the Boston and then Vegas, like, all those things were in like during Canada. So just when I'm getting settled in Canada, like, you get those 2-3 days that we're like, all right, I can finally calm down. I'm off to Vegas and I get fucking dummied on the tables for fun. That was that's tough to even relive right now. Like, I literally just started sleeping good since then. Then I come back and I'm home for like 4 or 5 days in Canada, and then boom, we're in LA for 4 days. Now, when I get to LA, there's a bunch of fires going on in Kelowna, which is where my wife's from. Kelowna, Lake Country, BC, like right in that area. Fires going on. I go to fly to Kelowna, and the fires are fucking. Essentially, I can't fly from Calgary, which is in Alberta, to BC because there's too many fires. Like, the airport's shut down. So Taylor drives her family, and we meet. She drives to a place called Lake Louise. For those of you who've never been to Lake Louise, a lot of you have not. It's like a fucking screensaver. The water is as blue as like the Titans blue on that hat. Like,
No shit.
it's literally like that. The mountains are like the craziest landscape I've ever seen in my life because it's like they just like it's, you know, when we go to Arizona, it's like flat and then straight up. Like, look at this. Go to the third photo. The third photo. That's it right there, and that's legitimately what it looks like.
That does look gorgeous.
It is gorgeous, dude. It's insane, and there's a hotel right behind it that's like hundreds of years old, and it used to be a castle with the railroads going through it, and there's like a couple places that are haunted, and one door is even sealed because like something from The Shining happened back then, and there was a bride who fell down the stairs, and now she haunts the staircase, and there's like hidden doorways and shit like that, and like the place is just massive. It's a fucking zoo. Like, if you love open concept hotels, don't go here, but like historic beauty, the town of Banff, like it is incredible. So I meet the family there. And that's awesome. Towns, like, when I was a kid, we would go here all the time. So she like had a great time with that. That was a lot of fun. But I'm living out of that same suitcase from LA, and I literally, you know how I pack, boys. Like, I got the same shorts on right now, and I actually just washed them, so this is fresh.
Pack light, live heavy.
Pack light, live heavy. So I'm like wearing the same clothes. There's like those levels of frustration. We go from Lake Louise to Banff. Go and pull up Banff for me, brother, because Banff is another like small little town that's like super touristy. They have the cute little like candy shops and stuff like that. Kids can roll around. There's trolleys and stuff like that. Like a beautiful little town that kind of reminds me of I would assume a Durango. You know, it's literally, it's beautiful. We hang out there for a couple of days, and then we cruise. Then this is when I have to go to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to Calgary, and the girls go to Vancouver, and I go from Calgary to Boston, 4-hour flight. And then
And mind you, you're in all these different places because everybody had to vacate.
everyone had to
evacuate.
leave for the
Yeah,
fires.
Everybody had to evacuate.
Now,
for the
luckily,
fires.
obviously, like, you know, a lot of people lost their homes and stuff like that. So, like, while I'm over here having like this vacation with my family, Talen's other family, like immediate family, are in fires. Like, is their house going to get lost? Are their there's friends' houses are burning down? Like, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen a fire, like the what happens after a fire. It's the most wild concept in the world, because I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but when I got back to Lake Country, it'd be like you would see like burnt trees and burnt grass, and it's all like ash. And then weirdly, like with these super exact angles, it would like the fire would just stop. And it would be like green grass. Everything's perfect. Nothing looks like it was even touched. And then like 40 feet from there, it's like back to chaos. And it's such a weird thing how like things are hit and missed when it comes to fires. And it's really, you're just based on like luck and wind. Like, are you downwind from the fire? If so, you're fucked. If you're not, then you're going to be all right. And so that is also going through our heads. We go over to Boston. Now, here's where my turmoil and my heartache and all my adversity is I go to LA with you guys with 2 cans of Zins. Now, I go through 2 cans of Zins a day. LA is a communist country because they don't serve flavored Zins. Fine, but they still have Zins. So I get myself a few cans of the chills. Lose my wallet, find my wallet. That was a big fucking deal. Get back. I think to myself, oh, I'm going to get back to Lake Country. I have literally a fleet of Zins there. Nothing to worry about. I have to go to Calgary. Guess what they don't have in Calgary, boys? Nicotine. They don't sell nicotine at all. So now I'm a guy who for the last, let's call it 3 years of my life, have gone through 2 cans of Zins a day to going to 0. I can't tell you how much my family pissed me off for those 2 days. I remember I was in Calgary and Talen said something to me. She said something like, hey, can you do this? Can you do this for me? And I looked at her and I go, do I look like your fucking assistant? Like, she said something to me like simple, like, hey, can you grab the suitcase out of the thing and bring it up to the hotel room? And I look at her and I go, do I look like your fucking assistant, dude? Do I have like blah, blah, blah? And she's like, obviously it was like, go fuck yourself in a hurry. And even in my mind, like, I don't know if any of you guys have quit nicotine or heroin, but it's hard because like, you know what you're saying and doing and feeling is wrong. And you know that the feelings you're having are because a lack of something else. But you also don't give a fuck. So you're like, she gets mad at me, so I'm thinking enemy. And so I'm coming at Taylor. Literally like 2 days ago, Taylor, we're on the phone. She's like, Taylor, I love you. I will never go through another nicotine like situation with you where you have to quit. So luck of this whole fire thing, I'm actually 12 days sober. 12 days sober on nicotine.
And you know, it is like a mixture with your personality as well. Like,
yeah, I have a very addictive.
Yeah.
I'm extremely addictive personality.
You go about it the way you pack. You pack like you live heavy.
Yeah, and so it's very difficult for me to not have Zins, but every day's gotten easier. And also, here's what I told Mitch this when we were walking to the Barstool Awards is the fact that I was feeling the way I did because I didn't have something on me at all times was enough for me to be like, I can't do Zins ever again. To live that way where you're just like, I'm not myself if I don't have this thing in my hand at all times. It was a shitty feeling because when I was with you guys in Boston, I was literally thinking to myself, like every minute was like an hour to me. Every fucking minute, like when we were walking, like we walked for 10 minutes.
I remember you bringing it up.
Yeah, and I kept bringing it up. And low-key, I kept bringing it up in Canada too. And Taylor's like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, we get it. And I'm thinking, you wouldn't tell me that if I was coming off heroin. So what's the problem? Like nicotine's one of the hardest things to quit, from what I'm told.
You're like, sweetheart, I'm defeating substance abuse.
I've done a lot of substances in my life, a lot, and I've done a lot in a mass amounts where you would have to literally come down, and nothing's been harder than nicotine, nothing. And so, I do feel a whole lot better now. Like I am actually like sleeping a little bit better now, and I feel like
starting to appreciate life a little bit more.
I do, yeah. Because
Taylor and I were on the phone. Taylor and I was on the phone, and that's what you're going to lead into. You're going to lead into when you get back. And Taylor ends up calling me, and I was like, "The boy," and he goes, "Hey, ask me how I'm doing." And I go, "How you doing?" He goes, "Bad." And we start laughing, and I go, "Who are you around?" And he goes, "Nobody." And take it from here.
Dude, I literally was just basically telling Will, like, I don't know if I'll ever be happy again.
He literally,
I literally
said that.
said like, I'm fighting this nicotine thing, and like literally like I'm like 48 hours, 72 hours at that point, and I'm like thinking to myself like I'm a very happy-go-lucky individual. At least I claim to be, and I am a positive.
No
person.
bad days.
No bad days. I'm a positive person for the most part. I legitimately am thinking to myself like, will you ever be happy again? Like I'm in my mind, I'm like, was it just the Zins, the nicotine that made me happy-go-lucky? As if at 18 years old or whatever, when I didn't even know what a Zin was. I don't even think they were even fucking being made.
Yeah.
I legit was like going through that process. So anyway, I go from Boston. I finally, I think once I left Boston, I like that's when like the real like appetite for Zins like started to curve more. I still talked about it quite a bit, but like Boston was fucking hell, and I knew I could go get him in Boston. That's where it really bothered
That's
me.
where you were. That's where you were deciding. Am I going to go all in here and quit, or am I not? And
Yeah.
you kind of wanted to go get him, but also you did hate the fact that you were like enslaved to being like, I hate that I fucking have to like need this.
We were at the bar. And we were talking to these two fucking textbook Boston guys. Textbook, love the Pats, love all that shit. I'm like, hey, do you guys have Zins on you? He's like, yeah. Pulls them out, pulls out chills. It's like, oh, you don't do flavors? He's like, they don't sell flavors in Boston. I'm thinking, what the fuck are we doing in the corners of America?
I kept trying to be like that little bird in your ear. I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah, he told me not to take one. I took it out and I put it in my lip. And what did I do?
You immediately spit it
I
out.
immediately took it out and I was like, I can't fucking be that guy, dude. I can't be that guy. Like, I have two kids. If my kids get bad habits and I look at them in the eyes and I go, hey, you got to stop doing that. Like, they're not going to think, well, Dad, in 2023, you couldn't quit Zins when I was 6 years old and 3 years old. But I'll be a phony to myself. And I'll legitimately, that happened another time too, because when we got back to Lake Country, I had all those stacks of Zins. And I walked in there and I stared at it for about 5 minutes and I put one in. And I walked out and I threw it. And the biggest thing for me was going back and seeing my family and being like, I just put a Zin in 10 seconds and I threw it out. But I wanted you guys to know because I feel like I'd be like, I want to lie to people. Like I want, like no joke. Like I legitimately, this is how crazy it is, dude. It's fucking 3 years, 2 cans a day. I legitimately wanted to lie to people and tell them like I'm not doing it, and then somehow sneak away and have my own Zins to myself. And like, and
I do that with chocolate all the time.
do you?
Yeah.
Like
know I'm tight on the
legitimately be a
diet.
fraud to myself. Like that. That's how I.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're okay if you're a fraud, but if people view you as a fraud, it's totally different.
Right.
And that was like, that's the kind of fucking thing we're starting to do. So anyway, I leave Boston. I go to Vancouver, dude. All I hear about Vancouver is how fucking great it is. Everyone's like, it's so beautiful, it's amazing. Like everything is just, oh, Vancouver, it's so clean, it's so majestic. Like, and here's the thing too is Canadians don't like Americans. To say what you want, and I know that I have family and friends in Canada that are gonna call me after when they see us and be like, come on, bro, we like America. No, you guys don't. You guys don't like America, and you guys say shit about America, and then you claim like I had somebody tell me like, you guys don't even know history. Like they don't teach Canadian history in America. And I'm thinking, why the fuck would they do that? But they're like getting on me about that. And they're like, you guys in America are like this. And I'm thinking, we're not so different. Because they're like, Trump's an asshole. I'm like, how do you guys feel about Trudeau? They're like, that's a fucking cuck. And I'm like, okay, we're the same. We're the fucking same. Like it's all the same. And it's just like, if you take, let me lay down a couple things for you guys. 95% of Canada's population is within 100 miles of the U.S. border, because the rest of it's fucking Eskimo frozen tundra. Like you can't fucking live up there. Like it's oil rigs and stuff. So if you just said, what are the values of Washington, the state of Washington? Go up, it's the same exact thing as BC. What are the values of South Dakota, North Dakota, Idaho, all those little plain state? Go up, Alberta, it's the same thing. So what I just tell you, BC's real blue, Alberta's real fucking red. And that's kind of how it goes. If you just go whatever state is next, that's how they view the same shit. It's the same thing. They're just missing the Bible Belt. That's all it is in Canada. Mm-hmm. So people are telling me how amazing Vancouver is and it's the cleanest city in the world. I get there. I get to Vancouver. Let me start by saying it is a very pretty city. It is. When you're flying in, you see the water. You assume there's orcas everywhere, like bridges, landscape, bears, you think, forest. It's all fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
There's a heroin addict on every corner. There's drug addicts. Yeah, all that stuff's legal in Canada.
A lot of homeless people.
I thought to myself, why are there so many homeless? Like, people just fucking using syringes and needles and stuff like that everywhere. And it's the most expensive city of all time, too. I I go to like North Vancouver area on this like dock, and I'm like, I go in this little parking garage with my family, and Taylor's like, hey, lock the car. There's a lot of petty crimes in Canada. Now, I love my wife to death, but every time we get out of a car, it's like, hey, lock the car. There's a lot of blah, 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 blah. Like we could be in Bonne Terre, Missouri. Like, got to watch out around here. It's like, probably not, honey. We're going to be fine here with the petty crimes. But,
we leave our stuff unlocked in Bonne Terre.
Yeah. You keep it locked up?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro had to teach me that, hey, we got to lock our stuff.
Yeah, I don't lock my shit either. I've lived in America for 32 years. I'm 32 years old. I've had a gun pulled on me one time, and I've had my car stolen twice. That's 3 crimes that have been committed against me in my 32 years of life of living in America. Okay, so that's 1.2 crimes every 10 years.
You really thought about this.
I've spent 9 months total of my life probably in Canada. I got my backpack stolen out of the back. Laptop that I fucking dialed in.
Second laptop.
Second laptop. Laptop stolen. Like, dude.
You got a question, JP?
I was gonna say, where's the first one?
I left it in Vegas at TSA. But that's my own doing.
It is at the Vegas airport.
People would argue too that this is my doing too, that I unlocked the car door, but it's like
there's no question that's going to be unanimous
on me for sure. But Vancouver, figure your shit out, dude. That's crazy. You can't be the most expensive city to live in North America and also have that kind of crime. That's just crazy. You can't have both.
Yeah.
Right? Pick one bad thing. You have both of the bad things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, fuck Vancouver.
So when Taylor, hang on. So when Taylor told you hey, lock the doors, you're like, I got it.
And
but
also, I'm
you
4
carried
days post-ins at this point. 4 days post-ins.
right?
Because
Because
there was not right.
There was a little gap of flying over from Boston, being on the runway, eating food, feeling sick, your tummy acting up.
I got sick. I literally landed from Boston, and I go to the hotel Taylor's at, and I'm like, hey, I got to go throw up real quick. I literally threw up. I felt like shit. I felt terrible. I'm like, okay, not a great start. And then I drove to the Airbnb.
Draws.
That could have been it, or it could have been the meal I had on the plane that was, I mean, you look at it and you probably think, don't eat that. And I still ate it. So that's kind of maybe more what it was. But yeah, I literally, my backpack got stolen. And it's not like, I mean, we had this conversation. There's not a lot of things that bother me if I'm like my wallet in LA. Like, to me, those type of things, like if you lose them, they're going to come back to you.
That's one of the more wild stories. We can talk about that one right after this, so we don't get on a tangent.
But like for me, it's not like if I lose something, it usually comes back because I don't put a lot of value in like things.
In anything except Zins.
Yeah. I literally like, there's not a whole lot of items that I possess that I'm like so drawn to that it affects me. But I took a lot of time with this computer to fucking set it up, dude.
A couple months.
Hold on, bro. And it was literally like 2 weeks. I took a lot of time to set up this computer. No fucking joke. And here's the shitty part is I started typing up a bunch of shit and like kind of just putting my thoughts on paper, but also writing letters to my kids like that I was going to give to them. Like, when you're 6 years old, this is what you like. This is what you and I do together. This is your personality, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of write all these things down. And I'm like, I have some value in this computer that's not just a dollar sign.
Right.
And I'm like fired up about it. And I wrote down fucking, what's it called? You know that little thing I sent you on Instagram of what I want to do for Twisted Tea?
Yeah.
I wrote down like all 3 1-minute clips of it. And I was so, dog, I finished that shit. I was so fired up. I'm like, low key, I'm a writer now. You know what I'm saying? I wrote that shit. I was like, damn, I'm kind of fucking Tarantinoing my life. I'm writing it.
You didn't set up the iCloud?
No, I don't even know what that is, but
that's what pained me.
You'd be able to have all that stuff.
I know, and then people talk, oh, you said iCloud. Oh, yeah. I didn't do it.
Not on Google Docs or Sheets. He's like,
none of that. I put it on Pages.
On Pages. I
put on Pages and saved. I did the fucking the 3-finger swipe up that G taught me, and I had like different desktops. I had the middle desktop was with all my pages on. I was like, I'm so fucking organized. And the left one, I had the Trello and all our fucking calendar and all that shit, dude. I had all of it. And on the other side, I had my texties where I would fucking pull it. Bing, I get my little clown horn noise. And I'd pull that up and be like, let me hit this guy back on my computer real quick. I had my shit dialed, bro.
And no Find My, because you could find your.
Oh, yeah, I put that in too. No joke. When I found out my laptop was gone, I got so fucking mad. And Talon, bless her heart, she goes, I told you. And that's the worst fucking thing you can say to somebody. But she said it like, she didn't say it like, She didn't say like, hey, I fucking told you. She's like, oh, honey, I told you. Like you should have listened. And I'm thinking, I'm about to throw you off this parking garage, dude. I love her to death, but I was so mad at that point. But she was truly just trying to help.
Dude, can I ask?
Hold on. I walked around for 4 hours and looked at every homeless guy. I walked up on a homeless guy, and I was like, I was like walking up on him, and he goes, what's wrong, dude? You never seen a homeless guy laying on the ground before? I was like, I don't know. Has a homeless guy ever seen my laptop? And I'm like, me and this homeless guy start talking.
Already.
He points me in the direction of where I should go. I go out to a homeless encampment with Quinn, Taylon's brother, and we're like talking to homeless people, and we're like, hey,
You're trying to solve this
bounty
case.
out $500 for this laptop, and like, I'm on it, brother. And they fucking cruise over, and they fucking vanish into the darkness, and they're looking for it. We obviously didn't find it, but go ahead, ask me the question.
When Taylon was like, hey, lock the doors, you made the conscious decision to continue to not lock the door?
I'm glad you brought that up, because that could have been lost in translation here. When we got the rental car, I was driving the rental car, and I drove us to this parking garage area, and then I get out of the parking garage. I get out of the car, and Taylor's like, hey, where are the keys? And I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know. I thought you had the keys. She's like, no. So we started looking for the keys. And we couldn't find the keys in the car, but the car would start. So I was like, okay, the keys are in here. She's like, well, you should really lock it. There's a lot of petty crime here. And I'm thinking, we're going to be an hour, bro. Like, what's going to happen? We were ended up being like 3 hours. And I got back, dude, and it was just gone.
Where were the keys? Where'd you end
I
up
don't know.
finding them?
I literally...
The keys were in there,
yeah,
right?
They're in there. But what's funny, the reason why I found out my backpack was actually missing is because I got into the vehicle and went to start the car, and it said key missing. And I was like, oh shit, it must have been in my backpack. So I ended up calling him on the phone. Taylor's like, just call and they'll turn the car on for you remotely. And I'm like, this isn't fucking iRobot. Like, they don't do that. But I called and they said, yeah, we don't do that. I was like, okay. So I'm there, and me and Jason are literally I'm walking up on fucking everybody looking for a black JanSport backpack, black,
You're looking
brown
for a fight.
bottom.
Not just a backpack.
It was the first time since I was probably 16 years old. Since I was about 22 years old that I was legitimately like ready to throw down with the first person that like looked at me the wrong way. I could have very easily been on a Vancouver news. I probably wouldn't have got arrested though. Huh?
With the your license photo.
Oh, the crazy look.
Yeah.
I would have done that too. Yeah, dude. So that was the worst part. Vancouver. I thought Calgary was the worst city, but it's actually Vancouver. So, Lake Country's cool though. I like Lake Country, dude. But you know what? After I left and got to the house, I just took some Duke Cannon out and rubbed myself fucking down.
Because you were stinky there for a minute.
Yeah, dude. But you know what I was using? That new Duke Cannon Scent trophy game, man. That shit is like, it was created with support from, dude, go ahead. I'm ready.
No, you're talking about this trophy game scent, man. It was created with the support from yours truly, the boys. And it's available in thick body wash and the big ass brick of soap. The idea was hatched at the Bussin Bowl with the Duke Cannon team, and we wanted to bring a scent to life that celebrates college football, and not only college football, but the greatest rivalries, the greatest game that is going to be had this season, September 30th, the trophy game. And it has notes of smoked leather and amber and smells like collegiate bragging rights, not just your randomly assigned freshman roommate. It has thick, high viscosity body wash, and this bottle of thick is formulated with a noticeably higher viscosity and built to work effectively on your body and not spew down the drain, the shower drain. The big ass brick of soap, hear me out here, is 3 times bigger than the bullshit you're using anywhere else. It's triple milled for superior quality, and it's made with natural oils. Find the new Duke Cannon scent at dukecannon.com/trophygame, and it is also now available in your closest Walmart. Shout out Walmart, no free shout outs. But yeah, go check out that scent. We want to hear what you guys think about it. Thank God you had it on your trip in Canada.
I needed it bad, dude. But one thing I didn't have on my trip in Canada is fucking college football.
Yeah, I did see when you posted that video of like, "Oh, keep me posted the Michigan game." I was like, "Oh, that sucks."
It did kind of suck, dude, because I was
but also you're having a family day, so that's positive.
Yeah.
But it's like you do.
It was
Football's back.
solid, but it was also like, the week one.
Football's
I love
back.
week one, brother. And you just kind of want to fucking
almost
dive in.
I almost fully loved week one
What? Oh,
because Nebraska.
yeah, dude. Like you just gotta. stop being so soft on your franchise. Like you just,
What?
I just kind of feel like you're always finding that silver lining. Like sometimes it's like, oh, you need to have a good long look in the mirror for real and realize like, hey, let's really figure it out, right?
So, just to be clear,
Go ahead.
you think that after the very first week of the rule era, where the defense played well, and
How'd your quarterback do?
we had 4 turnovers, which is not good. You got to protect the football. 2 false starts inside the 5-yard line where you don't come away with what you want. You want me to draw a line in the sand and start calling for heads after week 1 and
No.
shell up and panic like that?
No, and that's a good way to use my words against me. What I'm saying is like every single time, like how many games did they win last year? Nebraska.
Doesn't
They
matter.
won 3 games last year. Like those 9 losses, Will comes in here low key with a smile on his face. He looked like the way he did after we lost in beer ball in Beer Olympics. Like
Roll the tape. at the
nothing
Beer
really
Olympics.
has affected. Nothing's really affected him at that point. Like he's just like, this is the reason why we lost. He's very understanding of it, and then he like gives up reasons why they lost, and then he moves on. It's like, let's hold Nebraska a little more accountable for what's happening. And I understand Matt Rule is going to get Nebraska back on track. I don't doubt that at all. I really believe they're going to do that. Minnesota,
Tell me what you want me to do.
ugh, dude.
Tell me what you want me to do
Just
on the
fucking,
accountability part.
just a little tough love. I want you to give a little tough love. I just want you to have a little more tough love. And
I've talked about
you're
that.
like
I've talked about that. I've talked about
you're being
building-
MSNBC dad right now.
No, you gotta do. Listen, we learned from the same head coach. You got to build on the good. You got to fix the bad, and you got to eliminate the shit that gets you beat.
No question.
We cannot be false starting on the goal line.
There's no question.
We can't be false starting. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. We can't not come away with points right before halftime. However, now let's think about the good. The defense played well. The defense.
See,
Hang on,
look,
fool,
it's
you didn't watch
like
the
10
game. You
seconds.
didn't watch the game.
I'll watch the highlights.
It doesn't matter. Like if you watch the game, you see a defense that was playing with a weird confidence and swagger that it was a little unexpected. Like, okay, these boys are out here thumping. They're talking a little bit of shit. Some things that you didn't see. The back end is playing well. I'm excited to see them play against Colorado this week. But it's like we're playing against a Minnesota team. We're running the ball. Yes, we got to correct some things on offense. But I'm not going to sit here and have some tough love on a quarterback that he just got to Nebraska and it's his first week.
Jay Sims.
Yeah, Jeff Sims.
Jeff
Jeff
Sims.
Sims. It's his first week, and it's like, we got to have some momentum and confidence. We're not going to shell up and listen to the outside noise. I'm not going to be one of those fucking guys that just starts pointing the finger because there's good to build on. And again, yes, we beat Minnesota. There's a debate out there is, are they good or are they not good? But let's not act like we're in Ireland and we're up 11 points trying to throw a little onside kick against Northwestern, who is abysmal as a football team last year. Like
Abysmal.
Minnesota hasn't lost 4 games since 2018. They have a program that's moving. They play good football. Yes, not the strongest offense from that quarterback. I think the jury's out on him. But this is a program that hasn't lost 4 games since 2018. And we had 4 turnovers. They had 1. Minnesota was -3 in the turnover category.
Speak yourself.
If you're going in, if Vrabel's going in, and we're what? What is it? -3, +3. If we're up on turnovers, what is that? If we're up, is that
That's it.
+3?
Yeah, you're +3.
If
It's
we're
not golf.
+3, you're pissed that you came out of a game winning on a game-winning field goal and the crowd storms the field. Nebraska was -3 in the turnover margin and ran the ball well. Right. Yes, we got to take care of the football. Yes, we can't fumble in 4 minutes when we're running the football well.
It's nice to see this kind of passion.
He's punishing guys as he run. Let's give him the ball a little bit more. Yeah, but I'm not going to start doing here's what the coaches need to do, here's what everything else. No, I want to build on I want to give confidence.
You just did that.
Doing what?
You said, here's what the coaches need to do. Here's what this needs to do.
But I'm saying
You
publicly,
literally-
vocally, I'm not going to be the accountable.
One sentence, you say we need to give that running back more, and then you say, but I'm not going to tell everybody what to do.
Right, but I'm letting you know that is there. However, I'm not going to be one of them
So what do you
fucking
think I'm
guys.
asking? What do you think I'm asking for right now? I'm just saying.
You're asking for tough love. You want me to publicly be like, when are you going to draw the line in the sand against Nebraska? Is that not how he's coming off with the question? Can I at least get some guys in the back to help me out?
Go ahead, boys.
Why are we pointing at me?
Go ahead, boys.
It did seem like Taylor was trying to make Will draw the line in the sand against.
I'm just saying
Nebraska
wins
in the
enough.
beginning.
I'm saying wins enough. And I think Will
1 week of the
Will
season.
does a phenomenal job of keeping it positive, and that's great. But brother, how long are we gonna keep it positive? Like this
But
is
what
fucking
worse
ridiculous.
than negative that we need to be like, it's not the same team as last year.
Yeah. You know what the problem?
That's what everybody wants. Everybody's like, oh, same old
No, it's
story.
not.
But it's not the same team.
I don't think it's the same team either. I don't. I think we're gonna be real. I think we got
But when you say
a lot of things are gonna
Listen,
happen
listen.
this Saturday with Colorado and Nebraska that are gonna surprise a lot of people.
Can I
think that.
Can I say one more thing?
However, I don't.
Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
When you say wins enough. But yeah, I know it's not the same team as last year. When you say wins enough, you're bringing in what? Any type of history. We've had 1 week. It's like, okay, when's enough? Your wick is 1 week.
You're overwhelming positivity to a franchise that just isn't fucking doing it. Like
Did you not see the post game pantry?
No, I didn't see
I'm
the
not
post-game pantry.
absolutely positive. I'm trying to this fucking sucks. It sucks. The boys fought hard, but you know what? There's some good on that film. Let's not fucking buy into all the noise that goes on right now.
Maybe I should have watched week 1.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Before Michigan started being good again, did you die on the hill for them?
No.
So if Will's dying on the hill for them, even when they're bad, what's the line that he needs to draw?
Ooh, thank you, G.
Wait, you asked me if
He's calling you a front runner. He's calling you. He's saying now that Michigan's good.
Yeah.
Right.
You're now, hey, gloves are off. I'm coming for heads. I'm this and that. Ohio State sucks. You guys didn't even cover against who was it?
ECU. Eastern Carolina, and the
Home of Chris
covering against a
Johnson.
shitty school does not make it. Why? Like, you pull your guys as fast as possible when you get the dub and you move on. That's called looking towards the national championship. But what I'm saying is,
something that
I'm
you guys have
asking
failed
Will
to get.
What you're asking me is, you think I'm being a front runner. What I'm saying is when the standard wasn't good enough with the University of Michigan, did I stand by and say, it's okay, guys, don't worry, you just got to do a couple of things? I was like, no, this is bad. I literally said we should fire Harbaugh. Was I wrong? Absolutely, I was wrong. But now, look what the tough love brought them. They fucking looked themselves in the mirror. They go, oh shit, T. Lou is telling us we're not good enough, and they fucking did it. I talked to the boys at the golf course. And they're like, hey, honestly, yeah, we were fucking pissed at you. We didn't like you very much so I was in their fucking head. I made them look in the mirror, not just think, oh, it's gonna be okay. We just gotta play a little bit better ball. Front runner, dude. I'm willing to draw a line in the sand and be like, hey, boys, shit's not good enough right now. It's tough as an alumni to see this. I hope to God it gets better. Do I think Harbaugh's doing a good enough job? No, I don't think he's doing a good enough job. Now, just as much as I can puff up my chest, I'm now laying down my sword saying I was absolutely wrong about the situation. You guys looked in the mirror, you did your work, you came back, and now we're the number 2 team in the country.
You didn't call for Harbaugh's head after one game.
I'm not calling for your coach's head either.
You're still asking when's enough?
What? I'm saying, when's enough out of you? Like, what are we fucking... Why are we going to keep this overwhelming positivity about Nebraska?
Because we're in the fucking trenches, man. We're in the trenches right now.
Swing on him.
Bro.
We're in the fucking
Only
trenches,
one of
man.
us
We
is
got
retired. Only one of us is retired. That's all I got to say, dude. Hey, I understand where you're coming from. You know...
I'm trying to think of a moment that I can come
handle
from.
My business with Michigan, and you see how much it helped them. I'm just saying, you're just patting them on the back all the time, bro. And
I'm not patting them on the back. And
also, like, you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth too. Hey, guys, he's running fierce, he's running mean. We should definitely give him the ball a little bit more. But I'm also going to tell these coaches what to do because, well, trust the process, blah, blah, blah. Like,
yeah, but think of you as a player. Like when you fuck something up and the coach is like, I should have called something different. And there's a moment to where you're like, yeah, maybe we should have. But also, fuck that. I should have blocked that motherfucker better. Like, but you figure out a way, hey, put it on me. And you need some of that. You need that mentality. You need that accountability going on.
It sounds like
to progress.
Hopefully Rule figures it out.
Because right now we're going into Colorado and we can't be all frantic about it like a chick with her head cut off. We just need some, there's some bad shit out there. Let's fix it. This isn't fucking... start throwing grenades and start covering your own ass. This is just week 1. Don't worry about the outside noise.
I'll tell you what Nebraska has is a major opportunity going into week 2.
We really do.
Everybody is counting them out. We already knew TCU was a fluke last year. We fucking knew that immediately. Colorado is not as good as people think. We talked about that this morning. I want so badly to be on the Deion Sanders train, but I'm still a little bit skeptical. I think Nebraska, if they keep it within 1 score, I think as a Nebraska fan base, you need to be really proud of that.
So you're always saying we're losing?
Yes.
We keep it within 1 score.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to lose that game. What's the line?
It's -3 Nebraska right now. I'm just kidding. It's -3 Colorado.
-3 Colorado at Colorado?
Yeah.
Oh, I would take Colorado all day on that.
That's fine. I hope fucking people do.
They're going to cover that.
I hope people do.
Oh, shit. Yeah. But the good news is you guys are going to start 0-2, and then you're going to go to Northern Illinois, squeak out a win there, and go 1-2. Louisiana Tech, sleepy. Let's go 1-3. Now you're 1-4 against Michigan. Illinois, toss up. We'll give it to you 2-4. Then who you got after that? Illinois, Northwestern. I mean, that is like you guys' Super Bowl after what happened in week 0. So we're 3-4. You guys, because hopefully Purdue was abysmal this past week. We lost to Fresno State. So we're 4-4. Now we're gotta be happy about that. Michigan State 4-5. Maryland 5-5. Wisconsin 5-6. Iowa toss up. Best case scenario, we're looking at a 500 team here. Best case. And low key, it really hurt that you guys lost to a fucking team that has no business being mentioned in the same breath as Nebraska.
Who are you talking about?
Minnesota.
Good luck with all that, man.
6-6. Do you want to know?
What
was Will's prediction on his team? What was Will's prediction?
9-3.
Okay, I'll bet.
Still out in front of
I'll
us.
bet all the money.
I said the floor is
I'll
7
bet
wins.
you whatever you want to bet
The
that
ceiling is 11.
my record's closer than your record.
Listen, good luck. Good luck with
You don't got to pull up Michigan. We're 12.
Losing to
If
Louisiana
Michigan
Tech.
isn't 12-0 going to the Big Ten championship, then the whole season was a fluke.
Is there no worries on the game against ECU? It's because they seem to go a little slow.
No, I feel like well, first off, you got to think too is with the new rule changes in college football, everything it's a running clock until 2 minutes at half and in the fourth quarter. So time of possession is going to be way different, especially with a team that holds the ball a lot more and they're not a run and gun spread offense. Like if you look at Ohio State versus Indiana, last year, Ohio State had 17 possessions on offense. This year, they only had 10 possessions. Like that's with that rule change. It's a small little rule change, but it's also going to play in the favor of a team like Michigan, who does a great job of holding the clock, playing good defense, and taking their shots when they need to have it. That's going to play big time into the University of Michigan. Not covering, that's just the line. That's Vegas not keeping up with the rules. There's that, and also when you have your head coach out, you want to get your lead that you know you're going to win with, get your boys out of there, get to week 2 because it's a long season. It's a long season. You want to get not covering. This whole great teams cover, like no one gives a actual fuck about that. That's a cool line that somebody made up that loves to gamble. That's all that fucking is.
That is so false.
Why?
Great teams cover because it means that they're better, truly. It's like a handicap in golf, what we were talking about earlier.
Jack, if they didn't pull their guys,
schedule.
if they didn't pull their guys,
If
they didn't pull their guys 5 minutes in the third quarter, then they would have done it. Dude, covering with a 33-point spread is way different than covering in a 7.5-point spread. Obviously, Ohio State's going to cover a lot easier on Indiana because it's going to be a little bit more of a deal when they pull their guys out, and then Indiana's going to fucking bend the knee. When you see Michigan get into the low double digits and the high single digits of it, now you need them to cover. Now you need that. What's the line versus UNLV? Probably 28, 27-5. What is it? You have a computer in front of you, Jack. Pull it up.
Y'all's schedule is fucking a joke. You guys play Penn State and Ohio State.
They don't ask how, they ask how many.
Exactly. You guys
Jack,
play fucking
let me just tell you, I want to tell you something right now.
And Michigan thinks that they're all that. And then
I
they
want
go
to
to
tell
the
you,
fucking
listen,
playoff and get wiped every year.
The way you're talking right now is projecting all.
This is your bread and butter. You love to act like when you don't have a response.
What you're doing right now.
Oh, he's getting mad.
No,
I'm honest, and y'all's schedule is always weak, and that's realistic.
Jack, the arguments you're making weren't what we're talking about. We're talking about lines, and then you go to your schedule is weak. Those are two separate categories of an argument. That's what I'm trying to say. The anger you're coming from is based on when I said Tennessee's got a lot of holes, so that's why you're protecting. That's why you're protecting so much there. Let's look at the line. Let's pull up UNLV Michigan.
Or when
it's
you
37.
when
They
you
will
told
not
them-
cover that. Michigan will not cover versus UNLV.
You got a computer.
And I hope to God bet the bus. What's that?
I said, or the time when you just said you got a computer, look it up yourself.
Well, he's the guy that literally has the thing. I said, we look at the line.
I'm just saying the aggression.
So let's do it. You said that it looks like Tennessee has holes. They did have a big win. What were the holes?
This
first quarter.
This morning, Will and I were in the sauna, and Will said that out loud. So I just said that to make Jack mad earlier.
I mean, no. Go look at my Twitter. If you look at the Twitter in the first half of the Tennessee game, Will's not wrong at all.
They
the
struggled
first quarter
on
was
special
gross.
teams.
We had a wide open 60-yard pass. Keaton, unfortunately, he dropped it. We had issues. First game. You know what we still did though? We covered.
Great.
Like great teams do. Great teams do.
Yeah, that's a fun.
I know
Nebraska's fun thing to say.
Nebraska's 1-0 against the spread. What's Michigan? 0-1.
Is that what you want? Would you rather be 12-0 against the spread and lose every game?
Depends.
Because you guys aren't
How
going to
much
be.
money am I
you guys are-
slinging out there? Dude,
Yeah,
I mean,
37, Michigan's not covering against UNLV. You can bet that.
you said Michigan's not covering against UNLV?
37.
I mean, have some
I'm not
faith in
betting
your
that.
squad.
Faith, what are you talking about? I want them to win the game. They're going to win the game by 28 points. Like, how much more do you want to win by? Just keep it fucking moving. Get dubs, win a natty.
Dude, I can't wait until they fucking lose this year.
Michigan is in a fork in the road situation with their season. I don't think Harbaugh is going to be there next year out of his choice. I think he's going to go back to the NFL. So they don't need to win the national championship this year. Jack, I hope Tennessee's in it. For the same reason as I lay down my sword, I hope Tennessee's in it because they have had the same issues in the past that Michigan has as being relevant in the 90s and not relevant at all in the 2000s and 10s. And so now we have an opportunity to maybe meet up in the playoff, have a little fun that way. But if we're gonna have an attitude like this, brother, like let's fucking.
So you don't want Nebraska to win. Same scenario.
Nebraska's not
Feeling
going to
good in the
win.
90s.
I'm not talking about things that are relevant. That's not going to happen. Nebraska's not going to be good this year.
Right.
They're going to be a 6-6 team at best.
But you being like, oh, I hope they do good. I'm gonna lay
I
my
hope-
sword
I
down
hope- I
because
hope Tennessee
we're
does
familiar.
good. I hope
So
Tennessee
you
does
don't
good
hope
'cause
Nebraska
it's-
does good.
I hope Nebraska does good.
Well,
bud.
you got us losing to Louisiana Tech.
If
You're
Nebraska
trying to say, oh, losing to a team that shouldn't even be in the same breath as
if Nebraska
Nebraska.
goes 6-6, if Nebraska goes 6-6, that's Nebraska doing good. That's being a step in the right direction. That's Matt Rule getting a program on the right track with obviously the players that aren't his players yet. He's going to get the transfer portal. You go 6-6 at a program like Nebraska, you're looking at least an 8-win team in the year after that, and then you're looking at double digits after that. That's what I'm saying. Rule has that. He shows it in his track record. He's going to do a phenomenal job with that. I'm saying you guys are not in the conversation that Tennessee and Michigan are in right now. Boys, 5 years from now, Michigan might suck dick, and it could be a big fucking jump on Taylor Lewan party. We can have that party. But right now,
You'll be
I got the best team on this bus.
You'll be nowhere to be found.
If Tennessee
Michigan goes
Michigan
down.
played today,
Uh,
Tennessee would win. 100.
we got Harbaugh. We don't have Harbaugh.
You have whoever you want.
You
Yes.
got Harbaugh.
You can throw your fours up. I mean that. I know it's the most biased opinion coming from me.
That's such a hypothetical.
I know, but I think if we took a vote, Tennessee is a better team than Michigan.
That doesn't do nothing for
I know.
this.
That's why
Yeah,
I
you're right.
said
Let's
biased.
see. SEC guy, Ohio State guy. Yeah, if we took a
Look at
vote,
your
obviously
schedule
they're
on
going
that
to
TV. UNLV, Bowling Green, Rutgers. No offense. Nebraska, Minnesota, Indiana, and then
I'm so
Michigan
sick of the
State.
disrespect.
go. Yeah, that's 8-0.
Yes, because half of them are high school
The
programs.
only
Okay.
problem we have on the schedule.
Hey, I was stoked with what I saw with Nebraska. They had promising stuff. I think they'll be.
You just called them a high school program.
No, I'm talking about like UNLV, Bowling Green.
Hey, well, you're catching strays in Jack's argument. It's not about you right now. Don't take it personal. He's coming at me and my. Which, hey, Jack, I'll tell you something about the schedule. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm happy about this. Like, bring out the pawns. We'll fucking have them all. We'll knock them over, and we'll go into the playoffs with guys that are more healthy, taken care of. Because they're not thinking. They're not even thinking about Big Ten championships anymore. It's literally win the Natty or fuck off. That's how Michigan needs to be viewing this thing. That's how it is. You've been in the playoffs 2 years in a row. You've been in playoffs 2 years in a row. And I'll be honest with you, haven't done shit. That's the tough love. The tough love we're talking about. So when you're like, but your schedule, who fucking cares? They don't ask how, they ask how many. Yeah, you're in the SEC. Congratulations. The SEC is the strongest conference. Maybe, but they're the strongest conference. That being said, Michigan go win the Natty. We'll put fucking Georgia and Alabama in our fucking regular season after that. Who fucking knows? But I'm just saying, what a weird argument that is. I don't understand that. It's an SEC argument that people have. Your
Kind of a
schedule,
weird
though.
argument. You look at an SEC schedule versus a Big Ten schedule, and it's very obvious.
Sounds
that
like
we
you guys are
have
more wounded
much
going
more
into war.
difficult Schedules.
No
We
question.
have to beat
You
juggernauts.
guys have
to
better
even make it.
teams. Look at the Big Ten. Rutgers and Maryland is in the Big Ten. It's like, that's terrible. Rutgers and Maryland should be like Washington State and Oregon State. They should just be fucking kind of floating in the abyss, waiting to get picked up by some sort of thing so they can be bait for people fishing with bigger
They've been
schools.
making strides.
Who?
Maryland and Rutgers.
First off, it's Maryland. You and the pronunciation of Big Ten teams, my bro. It is tough.
Are you a little rattled right now?
No, what's to be rattled about?
You're talking a lot.
I'm talking a lot because I'm back on this podcast. My team is at the tops. We're 2 in the country. Jack got a little mouthy. I got mouthy with Jack too. And I can
Taking
see
wild under the table shots in Nebraska. For somebody that was
it's really
trying
not
to root
about
for
you
them
right
to
now.
be a fan.
We had your thing a
I'm
minute
making it
ago.
about Nebraska.
Make it about Nebraska. Nebraska, if they go 6-6, you guys should be the fucking happiest program in all of college sports. And that's a compliment. The bar is low for Nebraska right now. Like, what else do you want?
I don't know. We could be talking about our week 2 matchup against Colorado, like looking to the future versus
Let's look into the
wasting
future.
30 minutes on Michigan, East Carolina, and Tennessee, and whoever they just played. And
Who'd
you
they
guys
play?
arguing over
Virginia?
hypotheticals, clearly
Good
upset
ball
with
club.
each other, yelling.
Milton played a good game. 70% completion percentage.
0 interceptions,
0 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, 210 yards.
2 touchdowns. But
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thought he was better than he actually was.
well, how many did JJ McCarthy have? 1.
He had 3. He had 3.
And then what happened in the third quarter?
What's that?
0 points against ECU.
Yeah, because he got pulled. He was done for the
I'm not
day.
saying JJ,
Hence
just
why-
saying Michigan.
Hence why they didn't cover.
How do you think Colorado's
back
going to
to
do
it.
this year?
I think Colorado's going to do. It's so hard to tell. It's so hard to tell because like we talked about this morning, like what Colorado did against TCU is truly historic. And the way Deion's handling it, when he's talking about that receiver, they missed him on 2 60-yard bombs. That guy plays both ways.
Yeah.
He plays
He played
both
over
ways.
130 snaps.
That's so
Travis
fucking
Hunter.
cool. And they're like, don't get it twisted. We missed him on 2 60-yard bombs or 2 deep balls. That Heisman's in his living room.
Killing
Bet
it. Yeah.
that. And he walks away like that shit's fucking, that goes hard. And it makes you want to root for stuff like that. I worry that program, the coach is fucking elite. He's showing he's elite, but that spewing that type of confidence, and we've seen it so many times, getting overconfident, and then this is not a shot. A lesser team comes in and spoils you because you just had a big up. Like Colorado could be on upset alert this week. I think they're gonna win, but
I think
it's gonna be like
You say upset alert like Colorado's ranked in the fucking top 10.
I think Colorado thinks, oh, we're gonna blow Nebraska out of the water after they just lost to Minnesota. I think it's gonna be a lot closer than people think.
But you said you would bet all your money that Colorado was going to easily cover the spread against Nebraska.
Because it's -3.
Right.
Yeah, they'll cover that.
So I'm saying, but like
But if
you're saying Colorado's a lock to win.
Okay, you're a casual fan. You're watching Colorado versus TCU. TCU was in the playoff, and Colorado donkey fucks TCU. And then you turn on the game and you watch Nebraska.
Really donkey
What?
fuck
It
'em.
was 45-42.
Okay, exactly, donkey fuck. Then you fucking put on the game. You put on Nebraska versus Minnesota, and you watch that barn burner. And you say, "Oh, that team that just lost to Minnesota is now playing Colorado, who scored 45 points."
No,
You're thinking as a casual fan, they're going to blow them out of the water.
You're thinking
I'm
that
with
too.
you.
I just said that it's going to be a lot harder than they think.
If they go in overconfident. But you also
They're
said,
going to go in overconfident.
what do you think the score's going to be?
Hard to say. Hard to say, especially since I watched 0 college football this
Yeah,
past
you're
weekend. It's
taking a
obviously
lot of
showing.
shots. Taking a lot of shots at these teams.
What's your
A lot of shots at the
Will?
futures. Obviously, I believe that Nebraska can win this game. I think we can win. Close one. I think maybe 23-20.
Game-winning field goal.
Maybe, yeah, something like that. I think it will be close because Colorado has offense. I mean, Shadir threw for over 500 yards, set a school record. And like Taylor was saying, like what Colorado did, what Deion and that program has done in 1 year is historic. Nobody thought that they would beat TCU. They come in and Deion it's like almost 70 new guys on that roster. To come in and put up 40-something points on TCU is historic. Like what he did and what they're going to do at Colorado is going to be awesome to watch. There'll be a documentary on it one day. But beating that TCU team, as much as everybody's like, oh, they beat the number 17 team in the country, the same team that was in the college national title game last year, arguably one of the top 2 teams. They start off in the preseason poll at 17. It's crazy. It shows that they don't have the depth. They don't have the turnover in the program to just, spin them out every year. And they lost 14, I believe, starters.
And they lost their OC.
And they lost their OC. Now their offense was playing well, but defensively, they were 91st in the country last year in scoring defense. They have 1-2 guys retained from that defense. And it shows, obviously, like they were a wet napkin. Colorado, they're just throwing bomb for bomb going after each other. Colorado doesn't have defense. They don't have the guys in the trenches. I think their offensive line struggles with stunts and protection. Now, Sanders is a dog. He's good. I think we need to do whatever we can to take away his first read and get him into his progression. to see if we can rattle them. But we do got to. I'm excited to see our defense play against that offense. And Travis Hunter, like, they got 3 cats. He did distribute the ball around well, but they're 3 playmakers: Sanders, Edwards, and Hunter. It's like you got to find a way to. Yeah,
Yeah,
Warren
3
Jr.
receivers with over 100 yards.
I know he really did. So he did. They they played well, but again, against a TCU defense that it's like how objectively that win. I get the historic stuff, but if you remove that and just look at the game, it's like how good is that offense going to be? And I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch Nebraska play at Colorado against Colorado because no one believes that. Everybody thinks it's the same old story. Nebraska's going to get blown out. For the love of God, I hope not. But seeing the good from Nebraska, if they can just build on that stuff, block out the noise, and focus on like playing well themselves.
Question about
There's
when's
going to
the
be
last
a
time
lot.
Nebraska got blown out.
I'm not sure. That's what
They've
sucks,
always
man.
played
It's
teams
like
close.
25 one-score losses, now 26 in the last 5 years, 5-6 years now, which is hard. It's like you just need these boys to win
They're
one
close.
close game to know that they can believe, right?
They're close.
But you go in, you run the ball, you run the rock. Again, I don't think Colorado doesn't have defense. You run the ball, you control the clock a little bit more, you protect the football. I think that they can beat Colorado, and there's going to be a shitload of red in that stadium.
I didn't know that before we had started this entire conversation. I didn't know that Nebraska had 3 turnovers or 4 turnovers.
4, yeah. And in crucial times.
And Minnesota only scored 13 points. Sounds like black shirts. Sounds like black shirts are
They were playing well.
going to be given out this year.
They were I forget what their yards per carry were, what Minnesota's was, but they played good defense, man. They challenged the receivers.
Yeah, can you go back to that?
Brown undercut somebody in man-to-man coverage and picked somebody off in the corner. Like, they played well. And, bro, what was the score right before halftime? 3-3? 10-3?
Yeah.
10-7? Right before half, bro, on the goal line, false start, trying to hurry up on the ball, run a quarterback sneak, get in the end zone.
Go in.
Yeah, false start. They got to go back 5. They got to go back 5 yards, and then Sims throws the ball, little underthrown, but the corner made a hell of a play, fell off of his coverage, and picked it off in the end zone. So you get no points going into half. They get the ball at halftime.
We got
Nebraska
3 right
does.
there.
So if
At
you
least
get
3
any
right
kind
there.
of points,
Yeah.
you're playing up with momentum going
You
into
just
coming out of
wish they could
halftime.
have pulled that out because it makes this week much more enticing for things like College Game Day.
I know. But also since, again, if you don't watch the game and you just see that Nebraska lost to Minnesota, yada, yada, you do think this is a blowout. But there are moments like,
Well, you don't think it's a blow, it's 13-10. And you obviously see the one highlight.
I'm saying Colorado's going to blow Nebraska out just because.
That's what I was arguing about before when it was kind of like a get mad at Taylor session is you're fucking looking at it and you think as a casual fan, you're going to watch it and be like, oh, Colorado's going to blow out Nebraska, which I don't think is going to be the case.
I got you. I mean, we weren't doing the hate on Taylor session.
No, it's
You're-
fine.
When
It's
you're
fine. I'm
when
saying
you're
it
saying
goes
all
on
this
with
stuff
everything
and
I
kind of
just
putting
said.
your foot in your mouth a little bit, it's like we got to go
Yeah,
back and
'cause-
check some.
Because reality is, I like I've said multiple times, I didn't watch any college football. I'm kind of just saying shit.
I know.
You know, but one team that never puts their foot in their mouth is Bojangles, dude. Bojangles now has more family meals options for your next tailgate or gathering, so you can focus on fun and leave the food to Bojangles. Each big Bo box comes ready to serve with 8, 12, or 20 pieces of hand-breaded, boldly seasoned chicken, southern fixins, scratch-made buttermilk, dude. They also have a 25-piece Supremes Party Box, which is now available exclusively with Bojangles app. Complete with 25-piece chicken Supremes, 2 family fixins, 5 scratch-made butter biscuits, buttermilk biscuits, and 5 sauces packaged in a convenient Bo's Party Box. I'll be honest with you, mouth is watering right
That's
now.
okay.
Mouth is absolutely
Mine too.
watering.
Because we
It's,
kick it off this fucking weekend at South Carolina.
And it's going to be,
Bojangles is
elite.
Bojangles is traveling with the boys. So the boys will be out there. We'll be in some nice apparel, some Bojangles apparel, handing out boxes, spreading the good news of Bojangles,
Yeah.
and eating some buttery biscuits.
Garrett, what's the thing you always talk about? Anytime Bojangles is brought up, you go, oh, the Bowberry
The Bowberry
biscuit,
biscuit.
dude. That's the one with the biscuits. They have the little little frosting on top of it. God,
Don't
bless
sleep on the
us, dude.
Cajun filet biscuit combo.
And you can get on top of all this by downloading the app and getting that free Cajun filet biscuit with the promo code Bussin, Bussin. It is bow time.
It's bow time.
And it-
Also, Pup Punk plays at Bojangles on campus.
That
this
is right.
Friday.
At what time?
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
We're gonna
Pup
post
Punk.
about it.
Okay.
For South Carolina students, there will also be shuttles from campus to Bojangles running for 3 hours. So if you're worried about how to get there, because it's a little farther from where you might be on a Friday night, there's going to be transportation. It's going to be a good time. We're all going to be there.
Party at Bojangles, 8 p.m. Friday night. Concert. We're gonna be getting tore up.
Let Bojangles handle the food. We'll handle the rest.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
It's gonna be a fantastic time.
Should we dive into?
Wait, hold on. Are we done with college football? Jack, is there any last thoughts you want to bring up about Tennessee?
Anything you got about Michigan?
No, I've said my piece. We're gonna win the national championship this year.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I'm good.
Well, I do have one last thing on the college football landmark, and he squeaked through this whole thing. But I'm disappointed as well. South Carolina dropping the ball against North Carolina. I'm not saying North Carolina's hang on. I'm not saying North Carolina's a bad football team. They do have that Heisman candidate in Drake May.
They were favored.
But I understand that. But it was a bummer not to see South Carolina play. Like, I feel like there was this energy that, hey, they might come out and show that they could be a player in the SEC. And I feel like they kind of fumbled the bag on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard to watch, but, of course, there are excuses, always. We had a lot of injuries. Juice Wells didn't play. On, the first play of the game for our defense, Emmanuel and Mwari got hurt, our best guy on defense. The O-line was thin. And then, the O-line, that's where we lost it. And as bad as they played, we still had a chance to win in the fourth quarter. And kind of like how you were saying about Nebraska, the best thing about South Carolina's schedule is you have opportunities to change everybody's mind. This week we have Furman. Then we go back-to-back at Georgia and at Tennessee.
Those will be big.
I think we're going to steal one of the two.
You got to steal one, and I don't think it's Tennessee.
When we went 3-9 a couple years ago, we beat Georgia when they were number 4 in the country. Our 3 wins were Georgia, UNC, who won the ACC that year, and then we beat Vanderbilt and lost to Citadel.
That's the thing about the SEC, dude, is they're always playing. The Jack's point about, I don't know what the point he was trying to make, but the schedule is just crazy. You guys can just. You guys play fucking teams.
Schedule, that's the point.
Easy.
That is the point.
He's coming back.
I know. It doesn't matter to me.
No, it bugs you a little bit. That's okay.
The only thing that bugs me is that you guys play high school teams, or we get stuck with.
Don't take shots at Nebraska like that. Will, for whatever reason, will do whatever he can to put a chip on his shoulder. But Nebraska right now.
It's not that. It's just we need a few more weeks.
Nebraska was awesome this week. I mean, there was obviously the issues.
That's got to be even worse.
You get
a compliment on an L.
No, I was.
He understands how a program that Minnesota has. Again, like last year when I made all the excuse in the world about the Northwestern game, this was a Northwestern team. I think afterwards I was like, oh, Northwestern might be the greatest team in the Big Ten. We don't know yet. Time will tell. They were the worst.
They won one game. That was the one game they won.
Minnesota has a respectable program. Time will tell if they, GBOT get back on track from last year. But yeah, we lost to a program that hasn't had more than 4 losses since 2018. And this is a different Nebraska team.
I do want to...
By the way, our new merch is out. Taylor and I were rocking our new distressed shirts. There's a few teams we have. I don't know. You guys know how the game works. The minute you guys cry for it and be loud and proud, and we can prove the data that the fan base will buy the apparel, we will make those shirts.
We'll make it.
But until then, it's the staples. It's Nebraska. It's Michigan. It's Tennessee.
Titans and Raiders.
Titans and Raiders. So if we're not in Vol Country yet, that is one I think we need to.
Yeah, I don't know why we wouldn't be in there.
Again, it's got to be proven.
We got to earn
it. We got to prove it. We're all about it. We need you guys to be loud enough so we can go to Barstool and be like, listen, we got to fucking get back. We got to make these.
Yeah, these shirts do hit hard. I like these. The distressed is the move.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you're wearing something a little vintagey. This thing was pressed probably a week ago.
Yeah.
Special. Very special. Are we going to bring any stuff on our fall tours, G? We're going to bring any merch to kind of sell, give out? Bussin' Bowl is going to be a banger. We're going to do a live show for the Bussin' Bowl. I don't know when those tickets are going to be on sale, but just get that thing ready. All those tier ones out there.
They might be available, but yeah,
we might need to find new material.
I'm sure we have. Based on all this, I'm sure we'll have some fun material.
We'll probably have something.
So we transition to the NFL. We got week 1 of the NFL season coming up. Thursday Night Football. We are back. Do we jump into our division predictions?
Let's do it, dude. Pull them up.
Where do we want to start? The AFC East?
Let's start at the AFC
Most
East.
talked about division in football?
Bring that. Let's bring that to the end.
Okay.
So go to NFC West. This one's pretty easy, I feel like.
Let's start with the NFC. Starting with the NFC West, we have the Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks, San Francisco 49ers, and the LA Rams.
You want something I do like is the countdown and saying our one-word answer of who we're gonna think's gonna win and go from there.
The division?
Yeah, who's gonna win the division? I do like
We can
that.
do that.
You want to do it?
Sure, yeah.
JP, countdown from 3.
3, 2, 1.
Niners. Simple. Boys, is there anybody else who thinks any differently? The Niners are gonna wipe the floor at the NFC West. Pretty simple. Yeah, I mean, anybody go back down, please? Anybody who's gonna
Yeah, watch out for the
compete.
Seahawks.
It's definitely not the Cardinals. The Seahawks maybe, but I don't think. Yeah, if the 49ers keep a healthy quarterback, yeah, it's not gonna even be close. But who's
Seattle's
the fucking
tough, man. Seattle is tough.
Gino's cooking? But dude,
They got good defense.
I'm not sold on Gino like
Well-coached
that.
team. They got a really
Pete
good
Carroll's
defense.
a phenomenal coach. Playing there is very difficult. It's
You're
loud.
still riding Gino.
I need to see a little bit more before I can really, Last year, yeah, he had a phenomenal year last year, absolutely. And it's like he's a
Don't sleep on McVay and
made
the
his
Rams
year.
now. They can make noise, but I don't think this will be. I think they'll be competitive this year, but I do think it's the Niners division to lose.
I do think that Seattle's a good football team. Gino, give me 2 games, and I'll tell you in 2 games. I'll let you know in 2 games how I truly feel about Gino. It's just tough to see like kind of the beginning part of his career and how he got drafted and things just weren't really working out. Then he gets to Seattle, has a hell of a season, like you said, he's setting records. I just don't know if I can like plant my flag in the ground and be like, Gino's my guy for fucking life here in Seattle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Pete Carroll, though, he's one of those coaches. It's like, holy shit, dude. Like, you always got an opportunity to win with that guy as your head coach. Cardinals, no fucking shot.
Yeah,
Shout out Paris Johnson, though.
And Josh Dobbs.
And Josh. Oh, that's right. He's a week 1 starter.
Starter.
Yeah.
And what people don't
Wheeling and
Who
know.
they
dealing.
playing? Who they playing week 1?
Let's see. Who was the? Yeah. Wow. Washington. In Washington.
In Washington.
Oh, wait.
Sold
Will, is
out.
that
That's fucking
they retiring
tight.
jersey that day or no?
No, it's later down the road. I'm working with the
Gotcha.
Commanders right now to see like when I'm going to make my return.
Yeah. I knew there was a couple of dates out there, but I didn't know if anything been locked in yet.
Should we
We'll
move
get
on?
out there. We'll get out
So
there.
we're set with 49ers.
Does anybody feel any differently?
No.
Move on.
All right. NFC South.
This one's a little tougher. You want to do 3, 2, 1?
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
Falcons.
I kind of changed my stance on that.
Really? Because I thought you might go to New Orleans.
I think it's between. I was saying Panthers, but I think it's between the Saints and Falcons. I think Ritter makes a big leap. I think the way Bijan Robinson's going to get utilized, it sounds like he had a hell of a camp. He is as advertised. I think they got a good defense, and I think this will be where you got Kyle Pitts, you got Ritter who'll make a big leap, you got Bijan Robinson, you got some weapons around that Art. I think he'll cook up some stuff based on what you saw a few years ago with the Titans when we led the league in scoring, averaged 30-something points a game.
Yeah.
I think this would be the year to do it. You know what I mean? I do think the Saints will be tough.
Yeah.
I think they will be fucking tough. They got a lot of pieces. I think Carr is going to do well, having kind of a new start in New Orleans. They got a good defense. They always do. Cam Jordan's still there. DeMario Davis
Crazy
is still there.
still there.
Well coached. Tyrann Mathieu still out there. They are going to be tough. They are going to be tough. But I do think I'm going to give the edge to Atlanta. There is a little bias coming from that, but I'm rooting for the boys. Obviously, the last team I was with. But I think it's out of Atlanta and the Saints. I'm going to go with Atlanta.
I agree with everything you just said. Just to play a little bit devil's advocate, though, I think expectations need to be tempered on Bijan Robinson. He obviously had a hell of a camp. People are singing his praises, talking about him being a first-round pick in fantasy draft. He's still a rookie, and he could have one of those seasons like one rookie does every single year. But how often do we see the rookie that everyone's talking about in camp unfolds as the guy at the end of the season? Now, I think Bijan's going to be a fucking stud. And when the boys here, we do our fantasy draft on Wednesday, I'm going to be looking to snipe him up early. But it's going to be fucking hard. It's hard for me to say, like, there's so much hype, and I hope he lives up to it. However, it's like, you got to give the guy a little bit of grace there. I think Derek Carr going to the Saints, that change of scenery, all that, got some weapons. Who's the guy who only runs slants? Michael Thomas? I mean, is he playing or not? Like, is he still in the
Playing
NFL?
right now.
He's playing right now?
And I
mean, you
swooped him
give
up in
it-
round 11.
You give it to him. Carr's going to be slinging it. The team likes to sling it. They've got the vets that you talked about. So I think it's going to come down to those two teams. I think Tampa Bay is like the Cardinals. They're in that tier. There's no shot they're going to be good this year. They're going to be hungover from the Tom Brady area. It's done. I'm excited to see what Carolina does.
I think Carolina will be competitive. I'm rooting for Bryce Young.
Yeah, I think Bryce Young, dude, he's so little and adorable sitting there behind that massive offensive line. I hope he crushes it. I really hope he does a good job.
So based on how you went through those teams, are you New Orleans or are you Atlanta?
No, I'm Atlanta, but I just said
Play devil's advocate.
in the beginning, I wanted to kind of pull a Dennis Kelly where I was like, I agree with those things. However, I want to see these sides as well because New Orleans always has a stout defense. They play very sound defense. Bringing in Carr, a quarterback that, is Alvin Kamara, did he die?
He's suspended right now, right?
No. Is he really? 6 games for what? PD?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. During the Pro Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why there's not been a whole lot of news about him. Because I was like literally looking around and like, yo, is he dead?
He's at the Tennessee game this weekend.
Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
Jamal Williams. So yeah, I think the Saints are going to be really good, but I think this is like the turning point for the Falcons. I think this is it, especially second-year quarterback. They got Pitts, who's going to his 3rd year, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to his 3rd year. Yeah, 3rd. It's definitely not a 2nd. I was thinking 3rd or 4th, but yeah, they got studs. And they can really make it work in a division that's easily winnable.
Before we move on to the next, just one word answer: breakout rookie player in NFC South. Is it Bijan or is it Bryce Young?
I think it's Bijan.
I'm
going with Bijan.
Even though I just said all those things like temporary expectations, that's going to be probably him over Bryce Young.
Okay. All right. NFC North.
The Great White North. This is tough, man.
I don't think it is.
You don't think it's tough?
I think what we've seen in the last 3 divisions, it's the same thing. It goes down to 2 teams, but a unique 2 teams.
Yeah.
You ready, JP?
I'm ready.
Hang on.
Y'all ready?
No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Good. 3.
All right, go
Dog,
ahead.
it is fucking hard.
3, 2, 1.
Vikings. I was thinking, I
want to pull for my guy Kirk
right at the end.
You were gonna go Lions?
I was gonna go Lions at the end. I was like, you can't really take it away from Kirk. Like,
I know, but
his process. You watch the show Quarterback, you see how fucking dialed he is. JJ, dude, he's a 99 on Madden. Like, guy really can't be stopped. You saw when they did a joint practice against the Titans, he was lighting them the fuck up. Their defense is super solid. To me, I think the Lions could definitely win this division, and I'm okay with being wrong in that situation. But Vikings, just the way they did it last year, they won a couple of big games. They won the game, but like Vikings are a team that are going to win the games they're supposed to win. I think they win this division.
you know what? I'm switching. I'm going back to the Vikings.
Are you?
Yeah.
Then let me talk about the Lions for a second, dude, because
I just O'Connell, and again the Rams coming over from LA, seeing what they did over there, like they're gonna make a big jump. Here's why they have the hard. They're right now they're deemed having the hardest schedule in the NFL.
who is?
So the Vikings,
Yeah,
toughest schedule in the NFL.
Vikings are like the Tennessee Volunteers.
Yeah.
Sounds like of the NFL.
And but yeah, I honestly don't know why I'm going against them. Maybe it's the excitement surrounding the Lions because I think they have a good roster. I think the Bears can be competitive, and I hate taking away from the Packers, the boys at the Packers, but
There's just too much of a question mark on the
too much
Packers.
of a question mark. But I'm going to switch. I'm going to go Vikings because I think O'Connell. I think another year in the system, getting comfortable. Kirk, you brought up the quarterback and his process is like, man, I can't just bet against my boy like that.
It's
I
hard.
think he's got the right mental to do it.
Yeah, he's got the right mental to do it, and you could see in the process of like the show Quarterback, like Kirk really truly wants to be great, and he's got the pieces around him to be great. Coach, another year in that system, he's dialing it all in. You saw like literally that show Quarterback just keeps ringing in my head of like how much more respect I've gained for Kirk, and I just think that they're the team to beat in the NFC North. I think the Lions, bro, they got it. They've got the head coach. They've got the pieces on defense. Their offense, yeah, they got players on offense, but at the same time, like I just feel like the Vikings are too much right now. But if the Lions win that division, it's one of those things where like I'll honestly be pleasantly surprised. Like I'll enjoy being wrong in that situation.
Yeah, it's a better spot to be into.
Yeah, and I think with the Packers, you're in such a question mark. Like Jordan Love.
If Jordan Love plays well, they could be a tough.
Yeah.
Like you get Aaron Rodgers out
You
of
don't
that
think he's
situation.
him, do you, JP?
No. I'm all on. I want Jordan Love to be good. So
I
bad.
do too, and I there's got to be a breath of fresh air with Aaron Rodgers 12 removed out of that situation. Not that he's not one of the greatest of all time, but there was so much there. Like there's so much history between Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Now that it's removed and it's Jordan Love's team, and obviously you got everybody knows I'm biased and love the staff there. They could be surprising, especially if Jordan Love comes out wheeling and dealing. They'll be the team. Yeah.
The reason why
Division.
I want to hear why you want Jordan Love to be good, but the reason why I want Jordan Love to be good is like the history of the Packers. You go from Favre to Rodgers, like 2 Hall of Famers, and then this guy, and you will see like kind of like the paralleled history of the two, like how Favre was going out when Rodgers came in is very similar to Rodgers going out and Love coming in. You kind of just hope it's like the same shit. That'd be so cool to me to see, but I just don't see it. Why do you want Love to be so good?
For that same reason. And I feel like while Aaron Rodgers was there and when Jordan Love would get in, like the fans kind of disrespected Love. And like, it was kind of like, oh, how is he not ready yet? Like he's been behind Rodgers. I just feel like they haven't really respected him as much as like he's never had an actual shot.
Mm-hmm.
So
Still the first round.
always root for those guys.
All right. Last division, the NFC.
NFC East.
NFC East.
I got mine.
Easy. Ready?
I got mine.
3, 2, 1.
Eagles. Come on, dog.
Damn Howell, baby.
Sam Howell. He's got a lot. People are riding with him right now. I think, I think new ownership. They sold out this first game. I think there is a different energy in Washington right now, and I'm pulling for the boys. I like who's their backfield? Gibson and Robinson. Love that 1-2 punch. Eric Bieniemy there, coordinating that offense, calling the shots. You got a Scary Terry on defense. They added Cody Barton in the middle to play with their. I'm drawing a blank on the linebacker who they drafted in like the first or second round a year or two ago, but they have an insane D line that they always bring back. Jared Allen, Payne, Chase Young, and then who is it? Sweat on the other side?
Sweat.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Jonathan
What did I
Allen,
say? Oh, my fault. Yeah, Jonathan.
Also
Allen.
a stud though, right?
Yeah, Jared Allen was a stud. But Jonathan Allen, Payne, Chase Young, and Sweat on the other side, like they have pieces, man. And I think there's a new energy right now in Washington. And I want to pull for the boys. I do not want to put it like this. They do what they can potential wise. I do not want to be on the wrong side of history, and I am pulling for the boys. I'm pulling for the boys in Washington.
Yeah, but I feel like you're pulling up. The odds are not in your favor in this situation. The Eagles are the second best put together team, if not the best put together team in the whole entire NFL.
True. But Jack, can you pull up the Eagles schedule? And because I do agree with that. Eagles are going to be fucking tough. But the NFC East has to play the the AFC. They play the AFC East. They're playing the Bills and
Miami,
the Eagles are getting all that in the back half of the year, back half of the season.
Oof.
Like if you look at the Eagles roster, where are we at right now?
They'll get that W against the Pats. Pats are dead.
Number one, they got to stay healthy. But if you look at later in the season when they're playing, you look at Eagles, they travel, they play at the Rams. Then they travel and play the Jets. Jets could be a player this year, right?
Yep.
Dolphins, they play the Dolphins. They play at the Commanders. They're playing the Cowboys. The Cowboys will be fucking tough this year. You got at Kansas City.
Hold
play
on.
the Bills.
Go back,
they play the
go
Niners.
Back. Go back to the Cowboys real quick. Why is there so much hype revolving around the
Because they have-
Cowboys right now? It's
They have
every
one
year.
of the most exciting defenses in the game.
Every year they have so much talent and they still can't put it together. So why would we go and bet on them now? I love the Cowboys.
So-
Every kid dreams of wearing the star on the side of their head. Their team has so much talent. Every year they can't put it together. So why in 2023 am I going to sit there and be like, okay, now the Cowboys
You're
are
right. I mean, they have an aging offensive line, but they did get Martin back. They do got Tyron.
They've had Martin. Martin
I
was
know.
holding out during camp. He got $6 million extra dollars. Good for him. He deserves that. But also, like, dude,
Okay,
they're so good. They're talent-wise. If you look at them on paper, they're top 5. They're probably a top 5 talented team in the NFL.
yeah.
But don't know what it is, if it's the water they're drinking down there or whatever. They just can't fucking put it together. So if I'm just being conservative about my picks, the easiest answer here is Philadelphia. And I know it's not the sexy thing because they're obviously going to be the favorite. I love the idea of the Commanders, the new energy, the defense they have, that front four, that front seven that they have. Sam Howell, big question mark, but he's got studs all around him, kind of like Brock Purdy had at 49ers when he first came in. Like, that's all exciting shit. But at the end of the day, dude, Jalen Hurts' quotes are fucking unbelievable. And the team they have around him.
I'm not
is
saying they're not going to
awesome.
be good.
Jason Kelsey came back, and I'm sure it's like one of those, I'm coming back for one more, because I really, truly believe in my heart of hearts, he would have retired if they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Lane Johnson playing on a torn groin, and he plays through it. Everybody, I don't know what this is either, but I'm seeing a lot of things like everybody's like, don't draft A.J. Brown in early rounds. I don't know why the fuck that is such a thing.
He's more
right
of a
now.
home run pick. Like,
He's
want
a home run pick, but he's not like every year, dude. He's got thousands. He has 1,000 yards every year.
But in a PPR league, if he's not getting around 10 receptions every game, which he doesn't, it's more like the 4 to 6. But he does take the top off. If he doesn't get that, are you going to get all that production value for like a first? This is in the fantasy realm. He's
in the fantasy world, but also like Vrabel. When you listen to Vrabel talk about AJ when you're playing and stuff like that, everyone's always saying like, everyone's like, hey, we got to get the ball in AJ's hands quickly. Like, throw a couple screens, throw a couple slants, a couple of things, and then you hit that home run ball with him. But I don't understand. I feel like Philly's the front runner in the situation, and I don't see a reason to not stay with Philly in that type of situation.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think Philly's the best put together team, and it is their division to lose. Like, I'm just like, if I'm going to have like a take that feels like last year, I mean, I don't know if it was a hot take, but everybody was picking the Packers, and I'm thinking like, hey, the Vikings could do it. That's going to be my Vikings pick. I feel like this year is I'm going to go with the Commanders to win the East based on schedules and everything else. And when you were asking about the Cowboys, it's now Zeke's gone. And not that that's like, that could be a bad thing, but also you're not doing this 1-2 punch with Pollard, who was like coming onto the scene. He's kind of like a dual threat guy. You pair that with Dak, you got, the offensive line is aging, but you got CeeDee Lamb, you got, Brandon Cook, who can take the top off. Like,
who's literally like, you look at his resume on every team he's been on, quarterback, it's always 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Always 1,000 yards, always a fucking
They
star.
drafted that tight end in the second round, I believe. And on defense, they're a turnover machine. They have so many pieces on defense, but if they can put it together, like Dallas can be tough.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking like this could be the year Washington it's going to be a competitive division. I just think Washington might squeak it out based on how tough that schedule is on the back end for the Eagles. And if you're not healthy playing against those teams in November, December, I think it's going to be tough.
I think, a couple of years ago when you were on the Titans, we were literally talking about the NFC being the NFC least. And like, they're so strong now. They're so dominant. Because like, one team we didn't really even talk about during that is the Giants. They made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I don't think they're that good of a team. I don't think the Giants are that good of a team, to be honest, but they just find ways to win. They're kind of like the Titans, like in past years where it's like, they're not the best, but they just kind of find ways to win games. And I don't know if they keep that up this year. I don't think they're going to win the division, but it'd be interesting to see, especially with all the running back stuff and Saquon taking a deal $1 million more than this franchise tag and all that.
For the season,
like, it's going to be fucking weird to watch these storylines unfold and all that. It's going to be cool to see. I got to piss.
Go ahead. Do we got an ad?
Yep. You do.
Or it's a segment one, or should we hit a segment one before we do AFC?
The last live read.
Yes.
Light box.
All right. While this episode of Bussin with the Boys is brought to you by Lightbox, Lightbox Jewelry. While Taylor's draining the bag, we got a gift that is changing the game. Level up your gift giving with Lightbox lab-grown diamonds. You can buy set jewelry from lightboxjewelry.com, or you can buy a loose lab-grown diamond ready for your giftee to set how they like or create a piece together. Lightbox lab-grown diamonds all meet the same stunning standards, so they have all the same transparent pricing. It's as simple as that. They also, they've changed the game, and what you see is what you get. And what you get is ready to take to a jeweler for a stunning custom piece like a necklace, pair of earrings, or ring. A lot of people think custom jewelry is out of their reach, but Lightbox's easy approach to buying stones means you can shop for great value, great lab-grown diamonds, and have it express shipped, ready to take a jeweler. Take 10% off when you shop at lightboxjewelry.com using code TheBoysPod10. That's the BOYSPOD10 for 10% off shopping at lightboxjewelry.com. Now we're going to sink into the AFC conference. It's been a fun pod, been a long pod, a lot of nice little drama with the boys.
Yeah, we are
Loved
133. We still have the rest of the AFC in 4 segments. So
I know we got to get it going.
Segments can be quick.
Segments could be quick. Canada, that was fucking long-winded. I love all the takes here with the Nebraska and the football talk with the boy. Let's start. The boy is back.
I'm back. Okay. I had to pay. No longer have to pay. You know what sounds really good right now though? As in, what are we talking about?
Starting with the AFC. Now we're into the AFC. Let's start with the AFC West. Let's start with the division that everybody likes to talk about. Do you want to do the 3, 2, 1 countdown here?
Yeah, I think
Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, and the silver and black Las Vegas Raiders.
3, 2, 1.
Chiefs.
Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, buddy, I hope to God, I hope the Chiefs do not win the division. But we're talking about who thinks going to win. No, I don't think the Chargers are going to win. I think the Chargers are studs, but dude, it's the same thing as I was talking about betting against the Cowboys. It's like until I'm proven wrong, I'm going to bet against them. Until I'm proven wrong with the Chiefs, you got to bet for the Chiefs. Like it's just one of those deals. They're so fucking good. They won a Super Bowl last year, and it's like, do they have a hangover? It's like, well, obviously not. They've been in a Super Bowl like 4 of the last 5 years, so they're just going to keep doing it. Travis Kelce needs one more 1,000-yard season to become like the GOAT of 1,000-yard seasons. Like he's got something to play for. Patrick Mahomes is now he's chasing Brady. He's going to keep doing Patrick Mahomes things, and the mainstream bullshit media keeps coming up with ways to be like the Chiefs aren't going to be as good this year. Hey, their wide receiver core is not this good this year. Their defense gives up deep balls all the time. Constantly giving these Chiefs the delusion to find an ability to put a chip on their shoulder. And it's like, until we have the opportunity to watch them fail, we just got to keep, it's like Tom Brady. You just got to keep betting on them. I want the Raiders to win the division. If it was my choice and I was fucking God, the Raiders would be winning this division. But it's just, I think the Raiders get second. And they get second. If they do, that's a huge win for the Raiders because that's a hard fucking division. I think the Broncos, I think any stock you can buy in them, you need to sell that shit immediately. They're going to be so fucking garbage this year. They're going to be better. They're garbage, dude. They're going to be garbage. Sean Payton, I think he's a phenomenal head coach. Russ is cooked. The Danger Witch is dead. That's not it, brother. They are not going to do it. I think the mainstream. I think Sean Payton's amazing.
I think the mainstream media is dialed in on the Chiefs losing this year. I don't think they'll win the division.
You don't think the Chiefs win the division?
I think the reign is over. Now they might get into the playoffs, but they're not going to win the division. I think this is the year where the Chiefs' kingdom falls. And I believe in the Raiders. I believe in Jimmy G. The boys got Josh Jacobs back. And you got to think right now they don't have Chris Jones in that building in Kansas City. And then without Chris Jones, number one, they're not the greatest defense anyways. But then without Chris Jones, they're abysmal on defense. They need to have Chris Jones. But if they go into the year with not having him, like it's just going to make it that much, it's going to be that much more of a hole. And yeah, they are thinner at receiver than years past. And I do think this is the time where all the hot dogging out there by Patrick Mahomes, it catches up to him. More turnovers.
Why do you think that?
That's what I think.
Dog. It's so hard to have these conversations because I love you.
I know you do. Listen, I can stand. I can stand on this.
All right, stand on it.
I can take care of myself out there. Look,
I'm not worried about fans coming at you, but sometimes I'm worried, like, how are you making decisions? Well, no, you're obviously I feel like that decision you just made right there is a decision you're making because we're boys with the Raiders and you played for the Raiders and you want them to be successful, and not like looking at it from like a logical, like, look what's happened with the Chiefs in the last 5 years and how Patrick Mahomes has literally shown 0% showed anything of slowing down, only speeding up.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, they won the Super Bowl. That's fair.
Yeah.
I just think like this will be the time.
You're doing the thing where
everybody's want to buy high. Like continue to buy high. Continue to buy high. No, now the market's about to get hit. It's about to correct. And I think the Raiders are going to be there.
Your confidence in the way you're sitting too makes it a whole lot cooler. I get it. We're going to have to disagree. I hope you're right. I hope you are, because I want the Raiders to win.
Let's not forget, last year I only missed on 2 division winners. Let's not forget.
I think you missed on these two. Water.
I do. I also think the Chargers are going to be good. I think that's going to be.
Chargers are going to be really good.
It's going to be an exciting division. Even the Broncos, I don't think you can sleep on them. They're healthy now at receiver with Judy, because he got injured last year. But Russ,
Russ is not it.
Throw the chef hat back on. Let that man get back in the kitchen. Let that man get back in the kitchen with the right coach.
Russ has never been the best quarterback when he has to sit in the pocket. It's been his mobility that gets him out of those things. That really cool play he had against the Cardinals back in the day where like Chandler Jones, he fucking made him move and then threw it to Baldwin.
But now Sean Payton's sitting next to him.
Yeah, Sean Payton next to him. Brother,
The pocket passing.
Russell, he does not do well just sitting in the pocket. And he's now that age you're talking about Patrick Mahomes is going to have, he's already shown that age where he's not as mobile as he used to be. I think if the Broncos are good, it's because it's early and it fizzles out quickly.
I'm not saying Patrick, by the way, is getting old. I'm just saying all the risks he takes out there with the way he throws the football everywhere. Last minute, make something out of nothing. I think that's where it catches up. Similar to when you guys beat him a few years ago when the Chiefs started off rough, honestly, because they had a lot of turnovers and everything like that. I think it's going to be that way. You know what I mean? Like a lot of those situations didn't go his way. Had a few turnovers against the Titans. It's like kind of like, oh, all these chances he does take is now, it's not working out. The ball's not bouncing the way that it usually does when it favors the Chiefs. I think it's now going to bounce the other way. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying like, they're over the hill and everything like that. I'm just saying all of that risk Mahomes takes trying to get out of bad situations. I think this is the year where it catches up to him. Not that he'll stop playing that way. That's what makes him great. But I think the ball will bounce the other way. That's why I have that take outside of wanting to just troll the fucking Chiefs kingdom.
Let's skip this next one.
AFC South, we can't. We got to live in it. We got to lean into it. This is the AFC South, brother.
All right.
Count us down. 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Titans.
Jaguars.
Tennessee Titans are going to win this fucking division, dude. This is the year they fucking come back. You can't. How many years can you have the most injuries? How many years?
Sell me on the Titans.
I'll say the Titans, dude. I'll fucking say. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, the reason I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win this year, and listen, I'm pulling for the boys in two-tone blue. It does pain me. I know Jack, he's got a smile. It hurts the boys. And listen, I'm rooting for Tennessee every week, no matter what. That's the fucking boys. But as far as not leading with my heart on absolutely every division, I think this is where I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's so wild that you've led with your heart in 2 different divisions, but this one you don't.
I know. Well, last year I didn't pick Washington. I picked the Eagles. I picked the Titans last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the one, and I think the way Jacksonville ended, I think Trevor Lawrence, like he's going to continue to be cement himself as one of the quarterbacks in the league. And I think with that division too, man, Colts are a question mark. I don't know how Anthony Richardson's going to do. They do have a good team, but do they have enough? There's a lot of drama with Jonathan Taylor. I think Houston Texans, they've been in such a rebuild year. No one's even talking about them. However, I do like D'Amico Ryans. He's at the helm as a head coach. I think he's going to build something there, but nobody's even worried about Houston. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I just don't even think.
It's a doesn't matter thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like it doesn't matter. And then it comes down to the Titans. And, to the boy, you're not there. I think they have a big question mark on that offensive line. I think their defense is going to be fucking good. I think they're going to have to figure out ways to turn the ball over to allow the Titans to do what the Titans do, and that's win in the trenches, win with the run game. But I think there's a question mark on the O-line because guys like you, Ben Jones, you guys are no longer there, and they're new. They haven't played a lot together. So that's honestly, that's why I'm giving it to Jacksonville, because I think like they're just going to build off last year, and they got a lot of energy going into this year. Peterson's a coach that has won a Super Bowl. Like Trevor Lawrence, I think they got it going right now.
Jacksonville's got every reason. Jacksonville has every reason to believe that they are going to be the winners of the AFC South. Here's where I think the Tennessee Titans take it. I think DeAndre Hopkins going to the Tennessee Titans is not great. Is fantastic not because DeAndre Hopkins is going to be the greatest wide receiver of all time, but he's making that core wide receiver group. Kyle Phillips, obviously, he's dealing with an injury. I think it's an MCL he has going on right now. That's fixable. He's going to be all right, whether it's the week 1 or later. I think Treylon Burks, the LCL injury, that's not a big deal either. Those guys are going to come back. They're going to do well. That makes it a lot of
a big year, I think.
Yeah, I think Treylon. I think that's the biggest reason why DeAndre is there, is to help Treylon not shoulder the burden of being wide receiver 1 right now. That's going to be a massive deal. Our defense is so fucking good. They can play with anybody. They can hold these guys with Calvin Ridley and Trevor Lawrence coming in. Trevor Lawrence is coming to his own. He's a fantastic quarterback. They're a good football team. They're a good ball club. But they were a good fucking ball club in 2016 when they were Saxonville. And look what happened. They got swept by us twice. Okay? I'm saying obviously you're going to look at this and be like, Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win the AFC South. I think the Tennessee Titans have the better head coach. I think the Tennessee Titans do have question marks in the offensive line, but you have one of the greatest running backs of all time in the backfield who still has it, and they're going to give him the ball enough time to do it. I think that Spears kid that they brought from Tulane is a incredible change of pace back. You're going to be able to put him out in the slot. You're going to be able to take advantage of defenses that want to stay in base. You're going to take advantage of those types of situations.
Not to mention a new OC.
A new OC. I think Tim Kelly is a fucking stud. No disrespect to Todd. I think he's a great guy. He just wasn't the man for the job. Tim Kelly is a dude that is, it's a great fucking point because he watches ball so much. He knows the game. He was a main reason why Deshaun Watson was so successful when they're at Houston implementing RPOs. I think you're going to see a lot more RPOs from the Tennessee Titans going into this season. It's going to be difficult. And I might be leading with my heart a little bit in this one that I just came to Will on, but I do believe the Titans, if they can stay healthy, which recent history shows they cannot, but how many years can you be that unhealthy, right? Cut the injuries down in half.
Cut the guys who get injured.
Yeah, cut the guys that get injured. Get them the fuck out of there. And I think the Titans win the AFC South. I think they absolutely have a shot to win it.
Those are, I hope they fucking.
I hope they win. I hope they win the whole fucking thing.
Because you're right, man. Like Harold's healthy again. Like they're gonna have a squad. I just think they might be battling for 9 to 10 wins, and I think Jacksonville might just edge them out with a win.
That's very possible. What happens
to where Titans could still be an extra team in the playoffs. And I also like they brought an old boy from San Fran, that linebacker. Yeah, Alshire.
He's a stud. He's also
stud,
Jack
man.
Gibbons.
Yes, yes. I wanted to shout out the boy Jack Gibbons, man.
Shout out the white linebacker, dude. Dude, last year Jack Gibbons was cut. And
not even retained on practice squad.
Exactly, bro. They literally said, "Hey, we don't have a place for you on practice squad. We do not have a place for you to be on our practice squad, Jack. You're out."
16-man practice squad.
Chance Campbell, sixth round draft pick from Ole Miss. He tears his ACL, I think it was, and because of that, they had to bring Jack back. Jack Gibbons, who they call Dr. Gibby, played at the University of Minnesota, is a dude that knows he's going to get everybody on the same page. He's going to have the green dot. He is essentially Will Compton. Jack Gibbons is the second coming of Will Compton. He really
fires me up. I'm so happy for him.
He literally could be, and it's fucking awesome to see. Awesome to see.
And him with Al Shahir.
Yeah, stud. I heard he's balling the fuck out.
When Fred or Greenlaw would go down last year, he'd come in. Like, he's a fucking good player. And there's a lot of good reviews coming out of him. I think he is as advertised. He's just now getting a shot as a starter in the league. I'm fired up for him. And then you got Dr. Gibby. Like, it truly fires me up. Shot him a little message. I was like, dude, I'm so happy for you. Fuck them all. Keep proving them all wrong. And I hope he does. Because he came in last year in some critical moments when guys would go down, and he's out there being a little tackling machine, dude.
Also, dude, Christian Fulton, he's coming. He had a couple of injuries last year. He's in a contract year this year, second round pick. I think this is year 4, right?
Byard.
Hooker was hurt last year. That kind of fucked around. Byard, they tried to fuck Byard this year. Now he's got that delusional chip on his shoulder now.
Harold's back.
To fuck them all. Harold, you know what Harold wants? Harold wants sacks.
Yeah.
He wants fucking sacks. That's all he fucking wants.
And he's going to get to eat because
he's going to get to eat.
Jeff Simmons
is going to get double teamed every fucking time. And Jeff Simmons, you can say all the things you want about Jeff Simmons in the locker room, but
who says things?
Don't worry about that. Jeff Simmons is one of those dudes, dude. You pay him money, he's still going to work fucking hard. He's still going to get after it. The dude he has it.
He's
Nico Autry, most underrated defensive lineman probably in the league.
Wasn't Jeff the number 2 D tackle on the NFL's top 100, only behind Aaron Donald? I think so. I mean, Jeff's
he's him.
Yeah,
he really is.
They're gonna have a squad. They're gonna have a squad. I'm
They
pulling
just
for the boys, man.
They got to stay healthy and take care of the football and just play that boring ass, don't get any ratings, ugly win football, and you do that. Manage the game, brother.
The perfect speeches for Coach Frabes.
We
can't just show up. We can't just show up. We're not good.
Yeah, we're not good enough. They're not good enough just to show up. But they're a better coach team. They're a better fundamental team. And
man, they got to move the line of scrimmage.
That's the biggest question mark.
Got to get Deion. Now, granted, he's obviously proving the older model wrong, right? For the older running back, he's somebody who gets better with age.
What does Zig tell us?
He's like, that's what he told us. He's like, he's the one player in the second contract that continued to have like a 2,000-yard season or
equal or more value.
Yeah, equal or more value. That is right. But for Deion to get rolling, you got to be able to move the line of scrimmage a little
Yeah,
bit.
you got Deion in those
That's
fourth or
where-
fifth step.
that's the question mark.
If you have Derek trying to make cuts in the backfield, you're going to get fucked. You have to be able to play sound ball. But I think that's easier if you start running more gap scheme type stuff, more, deuces and trays and back blocks and hinges and a pulling guard than doing outside zone, because outside zone can get really fucking hairy when you're sprinting on landmarks. When you sprint on landmarks, whiffs happen a lot more often. Backside cutoffs are a lot more difficult. You need that hip mobility to kind of like move and bend and dip their shoulders. I don't know how these guys are. Andre Dillard, I don't know his mobility and how he's able to move, but get into a pinch. Derek's shown he can be successful in the inside zones, on the gap scheme type plays, and those are more of your foolproof. You have a shaky offensive line. You can do that. And you can also run a shitload of RPO out of gap scheme and zone reads and out of inside zone. You can run a shitload out of that. You can throw it out to the slot. You can run screens off of it. You can have that slant going over the middle. You can run it off that backside linebacker. You can run it off the end line of scrimmage. Like, there's a lot of things you can do to kind of shore up a questionable offensive line. So they have the coaches to do that too. Tim has that brain. Because if you look at Houston, the track record of the Houston Texans when Deshaun Watson was there, the only good offensive lineman they really had was Laremy Tunsil. And Laremy Tunsil didn't really start coming along until his third or fourth year. I think at that time, maybe Tim was on his way out or whatever. Like, that's when things were really starting to happen with Deshaun leaving and all this stuff. A lot of massage therapy things started coming out. But you can see with a inexperienced offensive line, Deshaun had time, roll out, move the pocket type stuff that you're going to be able to do with DeAndre Hopkins and the Treylon Burks and a Kyle Phillips who can route cats up on one-on-one situations and not expose an inexperienced offensive line. Not saying they're bad, just saying they're an inexperienced offensive line. They've got it. I've literally, not only do I think they got it, I think I've successfully talked myself into truly believing my pick. I believe myself.
You know what? Titans are going to win the Super Bowl.
That proper Wiles hitting Taylor.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I forgot about that. Get another one of them boys.
Up to the AFC North, you got the Steelers, Browns, Ravens, and Bengals. God, dude, I fucking love, dude. We're back. We are back. Like, I mean, Steelers, Browns, Ravens, Bengals. You can almost like take your pick, right? I think they're all going to be solid. No. I think every team in the NFL is great this year.
No. Dude, it is the best about the beginning of the season. How fucking great of a feeling is it? Like, doesn't matter who you're a fan of or what the media says. It's like week one, all the opportunity, all thoughts. 0-0, what's gonna fucking happen? God damn, this is so exciting.
Count it down.
You tell us what's gonna happen.
I'll tell you.
3,
hold on.
2, 1.
Bengals. It's not that hard, brother.
I don't think so either. Joe Burrow's, he's elite. And he's still on his rookie
Bengals,
deal.
Ravens, Steelers, Browns.
You're going Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns.
In that order.
Yeah,
I know what you're
man.
thinking too. You're thinking about switching up Browns and Steelers, if anything, right?
If anything,
Yeah.
I think Browns could be surprising. But until anything happens, it's like one of those things.
Chubb's gotta get out
I
there.
do think that they could be surprising. You never know.
Dog, I like
Steelers.
This has been the theme of this entire conversation. Prove me wrong, and then I'll say I'm wrong and bet on you next year. Like, the Browns have showed me absolutely nothing for me to have anything to believe in. They have a fucking stud in Myles Garrett. After that,
You're right, though. It's where people go to die.
it's where people go to die. But people said that about the Bills 5 years ago. Look at them now. So it's not, Browns aren't dead forever. They're just dead right now. Bengals,
People have said that about the Browns forever, and that's been the case.
Joe Thomas didn't die there.
I mean,
Joe Thomas got hot. He came out of there. He came out of the fire like a phoenix.
yeah, but what was the last record that they had there?
I don't think he ever had a winning season.
That's what I'm saying. He's
Yeah.
still like, he had his career and died. He was born there and died there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing about
And-
dying.
yeah.
Being born in a bad franchise, like, you're just like, this is the norm.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers, though, are, if you're going to pick a sneaky, like,
Yeah,
could
Steelers.
possibly win it
Yeah.
team here, it's in the NFC North, it's the Steelers, dude. Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the fucking
And I'm
NFL,
drawing
dude.
a brain
Every year
fart.
he's fucking good.
I'm drawing a brain fart, but who's
Pickett?
the quarterback?
Pickett,
Pickett, yeah.
George Pickens, and
He's
then who's the
receiver, quarterback is
dude? I get
Kenny
that.
Pickett.
Yeah, so I'm glad you said that, G, because I get really confused too on the quarterback, wide receiver. Their last names are so similar.
Pickett. I'm fired up to see him, and yeah, Tomlin, man.
But love Jersey Jerry, dude. The Steelers don't have it this year. They're gonna be close, but it's not gonna happen. The Ravens, I think, are.
Battle. Because I like the Ravens.
I think the
like
Ravens
what
are
they
more
pieces they
sure-
added. Lamar's back.
I think the Ravens are more shirt than trousers, brother.
Yeah.
They fucking look great, but they don't got no balls on them. Like
But
Lamar is
Roquan
king.
Smith. You got players on defense,
It's a
man.
fucking- yeah, but dude,
Got some cats, man. You got some cats. Oh, OBJ. Come on now.
dude, I love OBJ. Same draft class, OBJ. He hasn't played football in a year. There's only been one football player I've ever seen take a year off and be better, and that's Trent Williams. So jury's out, dude. It's just like Geno Smith. I'm gonna have to see a couple games. Give me 2 games. Give me 2 games on
OBJ,
Odell.
he doesn't have to
And
be
I'll
the
fucking
star.
I'll tell you exactly how I feel.
He doesn't have to be wide receiver 1. That's their draft pick, right? Yeah, Zay
Hey,
Flowers. Zay
that
Flowers.
this year?
Yeah, man.
Rashad
They
Bateman,
got-
University of Minnesota guy.
They got some players. Yeah, I'm excited, but you're right. Pittsburgh could be sneaky. Joe Burrow, though, is where I'm putting my money.
You got to put your money on Joe
Yeah,
Burrow.
I'll put my money
Gotta
on
put
Joe
your
Burrow
money.
to win that division.
This is the hardest one. This is the last one, correct? This is where, fuck me.
Shall we
Go
count
pee.
it down?
Let's go pee. Go pee.
Go pee, brother.
What? I think we still got to do all our segments, right? We're on a 2-hour podcast right now.
All right. It's our show. We
Do you
do
know
what
who
we
you're going to
want.
do? No fucking
Yeah,
question, dude.
I got what I'm going to do. Golly.
I know who I definitely don't got.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Count it down, JP.
3, 2, 1.
Bills. And that pisses me off that we both picked the Bills.
I know.
'Cause
I
I
thought you were
wanted to
gonna
pick the
go.
Jets.
I know. I thought
I
you
wanted
might go
so
Jets.
badly to pick the Jets. Aaron Rodgers he's winning like Kirk Cousins won in quarterback, dude. He's becoming more likable because of the show. Jack, what's the show we watched in Las Vegas?
Oh, Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. First episode I ever watched in my life. Jack and I were like 2 high little bunnies sitting on
Fuck
this
it.
couch together.
I'll go Jets.
I
I'll go
like
Jets.
that. I need that.
Yeah. You go Bills. I'll go Jets.
All right. Well, I'm the one making the argument. Okay, all right, that's fine. I want to pick the Jets so badly, but I just don't want to fall into the trap of like shiny new toy. At the end of the day, Rodgers, he's a fucking stud. He's an aging quarterback, but
I think he's gonna light it up, man.
Dog, I think so too. And Wilson's so fucking good. Wilson, CJ, the Bills, Stephon
Talking
Diggs,
about Wilson, that
Josh
receiver.
Allen is his own fucking weapon.
Wilson's looking
Oh.
at a Tay Adams here.
It's his second year. He was rookie of the year last year. Yeah, he could be looking at a sophomore slump too.
Yeah, but you're talking about A-Rod dealing him the ball.
Oh, you ain't lying. And they got
You know they're-
CJ Ozuma. Uzuma
You know he's gonna be the cat that's like, obviously the page that Aaron was on with Tay.
cigarette.
To where
Hey,
it's
he's
like,
up there
hey,
somewhere.
this might be a run right here, but I'm gonna smoke one out to you. And the head coach Rob Saleh, yeah, he's always everybody, all the players that have spoken about him. It's always high, man. They love him. He's a defensive minded guy.
What a
You let-
complexion too. By
you
the way,
let-
His
yeah,
skin
no
complexion is
doubt.
insane.
Gorgeous man.
Bald head guy too. You don't
Yeah.
get that a lot, dude. You don't always say gorgeous man when bald heads are involved, but he's got a phenomenally shaped.
Somebody
head.
you look at and trust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lead the way.
Go ahead, brother.
But you let A-Rod and them handle the offense. Like, I think the boys will be fucking good.
And who's
And
the
Sauce
OC?
Gardner?
Who's the
on
OC?
D?
Who's the OC that was the head coach of Nathaniel Hackett, catching some fucking strays from Sean Payton, and then all of a sudden,
Some nice shirt. That's some good drama. I love that.
Some
I
good
love that.
drama. But it's like he's got a chip on his shoulder now too. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, fuck it. I'm going Jets as well. And I hated that I said it out loud. Actually, I actually feel fucked up about it. But dude, the Bills are good, but like you hear the turmoil about Diggs and he's not happy, and then Josh Allen comes on, acts like it's nothing. Josh Allen's phenomenal. He's a generational talent. Holy fuck, is he good?
Check milk, brother.
What's that?
Check milk.
Check milk on the daily, cuz. But dude, I don't think Rodgers had this much talent around him ever.
They got
Except
weapons.
for, like,
Quentin
when-
Williams on defense. They got fucking cats.
Dude, and Doc,
Linebackers set.
who's the defensive end that was at the Bengals and he got signed to the Jets and he tore his Achilles last year before the season? That's such a hard Google for you, Jack. I'm so sorry, but like
Jets torn ACL. You got CJ
Achilles.
Uzama. The boy CJ Uzama.
Lawson,
Carl Lawson.
dude, Carl Lawson is guaranteed sneaky comeback player of the year.
Jesus fucking
Jesus,
Christ.
Brother, he is so fucking deadly with his
He is
single
jacked.
arm. Dude, he's like short too. He's like, I don't think he's even 6 foot. I really,
Oh my-
Doc, he's like a Elvis Doomerville type. We played him when he was in the Bengals. It was like his second year, and I was watching him on film. I was like, yo, why is this little dude pushing dudes back? He has the greatest inside long arm that just puts people in fucking. Look at him.
You get a boy Carl on the defensive line, you know you're about to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Got to be moving, dude.
Better watch that ass, bro.
It's like wearing black forces. You see somebody with them on, you know
Yeah,
they're
but
swinging.
dude, I'm saying this guy. We all know who's going to win comeback player of the year this year. There's no question. DeMar Hamlin is going to win it. No fucking question about that. Like all he has to do is step on the field, and he's won it. Kind of like Alex Smith a few years ago. But
Hey, but also the Bills. They've lost in the big games, right? But we're still talking about Josh Allen, Diggs. They're still going to be the fucking Bills. I think they're going to be a great team. They were great all the way up until that DeMar Hamlin situation last year. I'm talking like the premier team in the league. They're putting up points on absolutely everybody. They're still that team. It's just they have a taste in their mouth because they've lost in the playoffs year after year. And
yeah, there's a stigma about that.
yeah, it's like, when are they going to get over the hump? I saw somebody talking about it. I hate that I'm not remembering, but somebody's like, well, at least they're on the hill.
RG3?
Everybody's like, when are they going to get over the hill? A lot of people are trying to climb the hill, but they've never really fell off the hill. It's just making that extra jump to win the big game, that AFC championship game, that divisional round, whatever the case may be. But the Bills are fucking good. If they don't have that DeMar Hamlin situation, now granted, the Bengals came out swinging on them. I do think they lose that
beat
game.
the
But
fuck
however,
out of 'em.
there's not all that drama surrounding them going into December football.
I see. I disagree with that statement. I feel like the DeMar Hamlin thing, if anything, is like that storyline. Like, do it for DeMar,
I know. I'm just.
and it's like, and it wasn't like somebody got a
Bills or the
DUI.
Jets?
The Bills are just
Don't
Dolphins
sleep on
too.
the Dolphins.
Don't sleep on the Dolphins.
I'm
It's
gonna
a good
take
fucking
pick.
division. It's a good fucking division, dude. The Dolphins, Tua, he's in a year learning how to fall and shit like that. Like he's got to go through a whole. What's that? Him right there? Yeah, that was a little weird. But he's got to go through like all that learning how to fall shit. Jalen Waddle, fucking Tyreek Hill. They've got fucking studs. They got a good defense too. That noisy kid who's up in the middle. What's that kid's name? Who went to Clemson?
Oh, Christian Wilkins.
Christian Wilkins.
We also didn't even talk about Dalvin Cook on the Jets.
Dog, I actually didn't even think about that.
Brees Hall too could be nasty.
Bro, like I am firmly cemented on Jets now. I feel bad though, because legit, like the Bills really don't deserve that kind of disrespect.
At all.
And that's what's hard. They're just in that division now. That's kind of like they're low key like the AFC West. Yeah. God damn. Are there any? Should we do an ad before we do tier talk?
We've done all the ads. They're
Okay,
just
cool.
sponsored. These are just the ads that run with them.
Let's pivot. Let's go back to college football real quick. Jack, are we cool?
Yeah, we're cool.
All right, good.
Of course.
Yeah, because I could see where tactically coming back after being gone for a month, seeing you and then spouting off that quickly, that could have been. I can see where I navigated that
good.
incorrectly.
We're good for sure.
All right, dude.
Mountain West.
I'm telling you, in the next 3 years, it's going to be no longer. There's going to be no NCAA, and it's going to be the Big Ten. It's going to be the SEC, and everybody else is going to be just kind of roaming the earth, like
You don't think
without
Big
a
12 will
home.
be intact.
I actually saw a guy.
Who the Big 12 is leaving? Isn't Texas going to SEC?
Yeah, next
Texas
year.
is going like the Big
Texas,
12 is this.
Oklahoma. But
yeah.
there's a
Colorado's
guy who
going
kept
to,
the Power 5 though and explained it. I watched his video last night. It was like 5 minutes. I'll send it to y'all. It's a pretty good idea on how to get the NCAA back on track.
Back on track.
Send that.
Yeah, to keep how instead of just going to two like mega conferences, it keeps the Power 5 and it's like I have to send it to you because the guy goes on forever.
Yeah, send it to me. But I really don't think it's a bad idea to go to SEC and Big Ten and like the AFC and NFC, and then knocking those divisions like Big Ten North, Big Ten South, Big Ten East, Big Ten West, and having your divisions there, and kind of scheduling like the NFL.
So I think what's tough is the number one hurdle they're facing is there's so many other sports than just football. So are you really going to pay for your men's soccer team to go travel 5 times a year to across the country to go play? Are you going to fly your whole entire track team out a bunch of times?
Yeah.
That's like the logistics they got to get
That's
through
a,
with
that's
all
a
the
good
other
point
sports.
that I really didn't even think about at all. But I know this is like an elitist type of vibe here, but football is kind of
Oh, yeah.
king in the in college sports landscape, right?
For sure, but only like 25 now with NIL it's different, but before only like 25 or 23 athletic departments are profitable.
Yeah, before the NIL stuff, it was like 5.
No. Before the NIL, it was like in that 20 to 25 range.
Oh, I thought it was like 5. I thought like Texas was one, Ohio State was one, Michigan was one, Alabama was one, and like there was like one other.
Yeah.
But
You did the whiskey one?
no, I didn't do the whiskey one,
Tier
dude.
talk, most exciting teams out of week 1.
We are about to dive into our Tier Talk segment. The Tier Talk segment this week is brought to you by Whistle Pig Whiskey. Summer Fridays are now a thing of the past, and it is now considered Friday Rye Day. And with Whistle Pig Whiskey, you got plenty of options. You got 3 bad boys right here. You got their age 6-year rye, which is their most popular. Listen, Whistle Pig Whiskey is known for their rye whiskey. And out in the mountains of Vermont, this is what they make the best. Taylor, as you see, is holding a bourbon, their first ever bourbon that they're rolling out with Bussin with the Boys. We came out, we tasted the sweet nectar, we handpicked this bourbon, and Whistle Pig has trusted us to roll out their bourbon. You can grab either of these bottles at your local retailer that sells Whistle Pig Whiskey or online. And if you buy it online, just make sure you're in one of the states where it ships to. And finally, the Whistle Pig Age 10 year. The 10-year age Whistle Pig rye is phenomenal. If you have a little bit of a piggy bank, this is where you want to buy. The Whistle Pig Age 10 years. Grab yourself a bottle of Whistle Pig Whiskey and kiss your workday goodbye this summer and this fall with Friday Rye Day Whiskey. Tier Talk. Our Tier Talk this week is going to be most exciting college football teams coming out of week 1. Taylor, you go ahead.
Fuck.
Hey, Taylor, one who didn't watch them, you go. Don't even give him a minute. All right, let's take a moment, boys. I just gotta scroll the. Do you know yours, JP?
How do you want us to do it? You want us to do one collective back to the bus?
Sure, yeah.
All right. My Tier Talk. It's going to be short and sweet, boys. Obviously, we had the conversation. I wasn't able to watch college football this past weekend because Canada doesn't believe in college football. My Tier 3 is going to go to FSU versus LSU. Obviously, LSU having the hype they did, being down there for the spring game. You really drink the Kool-Aid. You see that you think they're going to be one of those teams that's like, oh, this is one of the teams to beat this year. However, they very well still could be that. But FSU going in, dominating the way they did. There, I saw one clip of the running back hitting a play to the right side and then a DB coming down. You think of LSU as like a hard-hitting defense, and it just was fucking embarrassing to see that. What's up?
That guy was on South Carolina's team last year.
Oh, I saw your face, and I was like, I thought I fucked up and said something wrong. So that's my Tier 3. My Tier 2 is going to go to Oregon because that Duck, mostly Oregon Ducks mascot, and all the gains he's receiving in 2023. To have that many push-ups in a day is ridiculous.
500.
Got to get him on Push-Up Tuesday.
Yeah, I was gonna say you
get
gotta
him on
get him on
Push-Up
Push-Up Tuesday, JP.
So that is, I love that. And then obviously what all of the mainstream media is going to be talking about for the rest of the week until Saturday comes when Nebraska takes on the Colorado Buffs is Colorado. I mean, they deserved it. There was a team in the top 25 that they played against after Colorado hasn't won one game. They won one game last year. They played TCU. You see all the alumni coming out of fucking the woodworks, dude. Daniel Munyer, David Bakhtiari, Brandon Schaub. Everybody's like all of a sudden a proud Buffalo guy or a proud Colorado Buffalo guy. And that's just fucking hilarious to me. But Colorado is the most hyped school coming out. That's what's Tier 1.
They took a page out of the Lewan book.
Well, they weren't critical like I was. I was critical from an educational standpoint. You know, it's different. Very different.
Hey, Lou.
Start the one word, boys.
Oh yeah.
Exciting.
Solid.
Exhilarating.
Awesome.
Cool. A lot of positivity.
Nice. My Tier 3 is going to go to Notre Dame. I'm picking Notre Dame. Now, look, I know they haven't beat. They beat Navy and they beat Tennessee State. However, I feel like there's this air, right, of them outscoring their opponents, 98-6 in the first 2 games. Notre Dame last year, and I'm dropping the ball. Head coach. Marcus Freeman. Him coming with all the expectation he had in year 1 and playing like close games against teams that shouldn't have close games, right? It's fun to see Notre Dame come out and absolutely treat bad teams like bad teams. I think they got something going with that OC. With that,
That's a new guy.
I know, but who is it? Yeah, but it's you got to imagine there's a lot of
Notre Dame?
similarities. Yeah.
Art Parker.
But either way, I'm fired up for Notre Dame. I hope they are a team this year for real because they always have like those fun schedules where they're playing ranked teams.
I hope
and
they
everything
beat
else.
Ohio State.
I know, like it seems like one of those years again. They're treating bad teams like bad teams. Hopefully, all them big games like they mean a lot more because they're not just because they're playing in these close games against teams that shouldn't be close games, but because it seems like a Notre Dame team that we want to see out there on Saturdays. My tier 2 is going to go to. This was tough out of these two teams. I'm going to go with USC. Caleb Williams, 250 yards in the first quarter. In the first quarter.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Holy
250
fuck.
yards. And the throws he's dog. I mean, talk about Mahomes. Like he's out there making fucking plays.
He's out
dog.
there. He's in all the news.
Yeah,
right?
like I hope USC is, not back like they were last year, but drop at the end of the year in the Pac-12 title, but all the way fucking back. Like I hope they put up games like that all year long. I mean, they basically benched them in the second half. Yeah, they won like 60 something to 3, I believe. But I'm gonna go with USC because them highlights by Caleb Williams, 250 yards in one quarter. Tier 2, USC. My tier 1 is gonna go to Florida State. I think LSU, obviously, for good reason, had a lot of hype coming into this year. What were they? Number 2, 5. LSU was 5? Yeah. LSU, top 5 team. They were rated 5, but there's a lot of promise going in with Brian Kelly's second year and some of the growth they have because they had like a younger team last year. They kind of came on late in the year to where you thought LSU was going to be them, and the Florida State come into Death Valley and win like that. That quarterback, last name Travis, yeah? Did I mess something up, JP?
Oh no, the game was that neutral site.
I hate that. I'm always like at whatever the team is, at Orlando. But Travis coming in and balling, like putting on a show. I think Florida State's a fucking tough team. Maybe you got the old Seminoles back, baby. Yeah, they run the football well. They're physical. They're fun to watch. But that's my tier 1, Florida State. Tier 2, USC. Tier 3, Notre Dame. Brought to us by Whistle Pig.
Strong.
Football.
Dominant.
Solid.
Informative.
You want it,
Mitch can do it.
Mitch?
Yeah, like I know they're beating nobodies, but it's fun to see them like treat them like nobodies. Like, okay, this is going to be a team that's trying to like run through everybody. You know what I mean? Fires you up versus like Ohio State, who plays against Indiana,
Won by 20.
and you win by 20 fucking points. Like that was insane.
No, I hear you.
Michigan
I would love to win by
Michigan
20 points.
Our honorable mention for the back of the bus
Yeah.
is Oregon, just because they put up 81 points.
Gotta respect that.
Unreal. Tier 3, USC. They scored 56 points in their first game and 66 points in their second game. And Caleb Williams is unreal. And that freshman, Zachariah, like Patterson or something, number 1, he's electric. He's going to be fun to watch. Florida State, tier 2, they just played bully ball essentially against LSU, which was
It was wild to see.
crazy to see. And then tier 1, Colorado, just because I guess they shocked everybody, but like you got to think it's Deion, and like they have the number 1 recruit from 2 years ago, Travis Hunter, who's unreal, and then Shador doing his thing, and just so many transfers. Like it kind of like was on the wall. We just didn't want to see it. So that is the back of the bus tier talk.
Colorado, that is exciting. God damn it, let's fucking go, boys. Really see if they're really that team come this Saturday. Nebraska's gonna be a test
That's the next segment.
that they will fail.
Ooh.
Colorado. If Colorado wants to jump into those rankings for real, then they'll beat a team like Nebraska.
Should we talk about our shittiest week? Shittiest
Moment of the week.
shittiest moment of the week?
Brought to us by Dude Wipe, still using toilet paper.
Gross.
Drop the TP and get some wet, extra large, flushable wipes that clears instead of smears. Wiping wet just cleans better than wiping dry, and get confidently clean with Dude Wipes that get all the crap out of the toilet and all the poop out of the colon and doesn't leave paper behind.
You can pick up Dude Wipes on Amazon or Walmart and Target nationwide. Shittiest moment of the week.
Wipe responsibly.
Wipe responsibly.
Shittiest moment of the week for me is Nebraska losing. Legit. I mean, I was the promise going in, like,
Yeah.
legitimately should have started 1-0. And you just want that energy. You want that win injected into the locker room, winning a close game, injected into the state. The state craves it, dude. You just need a little bit of that momentum. Because now you're looking at a tough Colorado game, but it's like, for me, selfishly, 4-0 going into that Bussin Bowl, it's like the juice.
Dog, that would have been something.
The juice. Still could. We take care of business with. Yeah, I know. Thursday games don't count to your
Don't
point.
enable him.
I mean, Thursday games, neutral site games, none of it goes on the overall record. After.
I love that.
Readable.
Now that is where I could see you being like, when is enough on the spin zones?
Mhm.
But to me, we are fully capable of taking care of business this weekend. And it pissed me off so much. It hurts so much that we dropped the ball against
I
Minnesota.
think you need to temper expectations on your team. I think if with the line, I think
I know.
if you keep that
The line is 3. Vegas knows something we don't, right?
if you keep that game within 10 points, you should be really proud of that. Also, we need to talk about the Bussin Bowl. Today I will be texting Dave Abloff. Jack, I need you with your law degree to write up something. We're going to email to Dave Abloff for the AD to sign off on. He agreed. You guys saw it at the golf thing. If you guys want, you can go to YouTube, go on the vlog. You can go see everything. But the AD of University of Michigan agreed to the Bussin Bowl. We need to get him to sign because here's the issue I think we're running into right now. It'd be tough for us to go to Nebraska and ask them, hey, will you guys sign this after taking an L to Minnesota? Like, it's just not fair to ask them. It's better to have 3 signatures and then have their AD just fucking sign it and get it done with so it's officially official. My shittiest moment of the week is going to be being in Vancouver. Oh, there's a lot that needs to be said. My backpack was stolen.
Yeah, that's tough. That was tough.
All right.
Should we do pet peeve?
Let's do pet peeve of the week.
Yeah, we can get into a pet peeve.
Yeah.
We just
Not like a.
I know, but so we don't keep them all, or maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe we just run into the next one, the next segment.
Let's run the next segment. I mean, we're running 2 hours and 30 minutes right now. I'm sure people, the tier ones are holding on for dear life. They're doing their best to fight for us right now. But
my pet peeve was going to be song flip flops, but we can go on to shout out.
Shut the fuck up.
Go to shout out, no free shout.
Wait, hold on.
Let's go to shout out, no free shout out. Brought
All
to
right.
us by Paramount Plus. Boys, can you feel it? It's week 1. NFL is in the air, and that is right. Football is here. Paramount Plus once again is your home to stream the NFL on CBS all season long.
Dude, your Paramount Plus account also gives you an all-access pass to 24/7 NFL content all week long with CBS Sports HQ, Fantasy Football Today, NFL, Slime Time, and more.
Stream Paramount Plus on any device at home or on the go and follow the road to Las Vegas as the AFC's best try to take down the king, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending champion Chiefs. They will. Sorry.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, that was on me. That was
Watch
on me.
your local game live every Sunday starting at just $2.50 a month for 12 months. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to start your free trial today. Offer ends 9/20. That's September 20th. Annual plan only. Terms apply. Terms and conditions apply.
Stream the NFL on CBS Live on Paramount Plus. Who wants to kick off the shout out? No free shout out. God of the week, man.
Football season is back. So that means chips and dip is back.
Oh!
But my shout out, no free shout out, goes to when you drop your chip onto the ground and it doesn't break. So you're able to pick it back up and you still use it. Of course, all abiding by the 5-second rule. So that is my shout out, no free shout out, stable chips.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, JP.
Hell yeah.
I may have done a variation of this one in the past, but it's one that I think can be done every year. But my shout out goes to fantasy football leagues, but it is the day of your draft. At somebody who has not played competitive sports in over a decade, it's like the one time a year I feel like I have a game day. And that is today for me, Monday. I have a fantasy football draft later this afternoon, night. You always get this pregame jitters, a lot of nerves. I've got the 1-1 pick, so I'm pretty like confident on who I'm taking. But there's something special about. I got a couple buddies that are in town who live out of state. He's grilling up a pork butt right now. He started on the grill at like 10 a.m. He's gonna be out there smoking it for like 9 hours until everybody gets over. So I'm excited to get with the fellas, draft a little shit talk here and there, but really excited for fantasy football season to be back. Yeah.
Well said, Jack.
I love that, dude.
Kind of going along with the football season, with it being back, just having nothing planned on a day, and you can just sit on your couch and just watch football all day long and not have to worry about doing a thing. Maybe it's like rainy outside, or you just have no plans, and you can just lay down, sprawl out, get some snacks and stuff, just watch football all day.
Oh, yeah, Doug.
I fucking love that. Boosts me up. Feel that low back pain from being sitting in flexion too long?
Sitting in flexion too long.
Your butt hurts? Okay, yeah.
Colon hurts.
My shout out, no free shout out, is going to go to Jimmy Buffett, a legend in my household growing up. Not a lot to say, but just a legendary dude, and spent all Saturday listening to him. So shout out Jimmy Buffett.
Hard to hear, man. Huh?
Wear your sunscreen.
Oh.
What?
What'd you
Do
say?
you have like skin cancer? Oh, I don't know.
Don't
clue.
wear your sunscreen. It's
There's some quality organic
There's
sunscreen.
healthy sunscreens out there.
never heard of sunscreen in the 1800s.
Taylor sent me a video one time on Instagram about like, see, don't wear your sunscreen. I'm thinking like, brother, I have made the mistake of not wearing sunscreen, and I just get, yeah, burnt to a crisp.
Humans we're outside until as cavemen. We've evolved being outside our whole lives.
I forgot we're outside hunting dinosaurs still right now.
Yeah. You just showed us how stupid you are with that comment.
Yeah, with your olive skin, fucking doesn't really get burnt, motherfucking ass, dude.
Not sure how to take that. My shout out, no free shout out, is maybe going to be a controversial one. It's going to be to the neighborhood palms up interpretive talking old dads. I was hitting a corner pretty hard in Canada, and this guy was walking his dog, and he hit me with the palms up and then the slow down. And at first, it pissed me the fuck off because I was like, "Who are you telling me what to do, brother?" But I was hitting that corner pretty hard, and then I thought, this dude is really just being the savior that this neighborhood needs between reckless drivers like me. And he's doing his job, and he's more pissed off than I am at this point. And he just wants law and order in his area. And I can appreciate the shit out of that. And him taking the time out of his day to show me his frustration and let me know, brother, hey, you're going too fast. Slow down. He knows I can't hear him, but he knows the hand gestures. I can gather in my head what he needs. So I can really appreciate his effort to tell me what to do in that situation. So shout out those dads.
That's a good shout out.
Thanks, man.
I do have a question. Like, when are you gonna stop driving so reckless out there?
What do you mean, man? I don't drive
Stacking
that
up
reckless.
stories. We got some stories. I'm sure.
Who?
Who?
They're an owl in the room? Well, who's driving reckless?
I'm just saying, you're an aggressive driver.
I am a confident driver. There's no question.
There's data out there to back up that claim. You don't want the red lights. We have the
No,
the
yeah, I
vlog.
can.
We have the trip to Indianapolis. The
Got out of that one.
driving by Boost. That one, not driving by, but when we left Boost and you were
Oh yeah, I was only 80 down that 45. Got pulled over. Got out of that
got
ticket.
out of
though.
that one. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like I don't know. Like dude, it is. I think it's like an attention thing because sometimes when I'm driving, especially lately, ever since Zins have been out of my life, I'm especially more aggressive when driving because like there's nothing like taking I'm so fucking bored behind that wheel. So yeah.
I'm so bored by.
Huh? Oh yeah, gum. Oh, I'll just do gum. I haven't thought of that.
Oh yeah, gum.
I went through like 2 packs of gum yesterday, brother.
My shout out, no free shout out, is going to go to ice cream. Had it 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
Over the weekend. Thank you. We hit the twisted question.
Get those cans back up.
We got you.
Breathe.
Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. My ice cream.
3 days in a row.
I need to get
Thank you. All right.
Holy fuck, dude, my whole body's sweating right now. The Twisted Question brought to you by Twisted Tea, the smoothest hard iced tea out there. Perfect for pool parties, college game days, keeping it twisted with Twisted Tea, dude. Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now about this drink.
Tell us something.
The fact that it's not carbonated makes it go down way smoother. If it's a hot day, September, you got the heat, you're down south, you're going to catch that Titans game this weekend against the New Orleans Saints. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to pop a Twisted Tea in there a couple hours before the game. You're going to enjoy the hell out of that. Get yourself a nice little buzz walking into Nissan Stadium. It's going to be incredible. Let me just double check real quick. Is that Nissan Stadium, correct?
No.
When you're going to go to Mercedes-Benz Stadium down at NOLA, dude, you're going to go down, you're going to see all those.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Huh?
Not Mercedes.
I thought it was Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
That's Atlanta.
The Superdome, I think.
It's the
You go to the Superdome, dude. You're in New Orleans. You go to the Superdome. You're gonna be walking down Broadway. You're gonna see the hand grenades and the hurricanes and all that. Push those to the side. You got Twisted Tea. A refreshing Twisted Tea goes a whole longer of a way than any of those frozen beverages, brother.
A lot of people are wondering, do you taste too much liquor with the cocktail that is Twisted Tea?
Dude, there's no such thing as a stupid question, but that's pretty damn close. All you do right there, you taste delicious tea, and then halfway through the can, you go, I kind of feel great right now, dude. I'm kind of feeling like
Go,
I can
you know
do
what?
anything.
Go get me another
Let me
one.
ask
This
you
one
a
will run out
question, Will.
soon.
Let me ask you a question. Does it go good on ice?
Brother, it goes perfectly on ice when it's hot. And that, kickoffs, especially these first couple weekends, you're going to be out there tailgating. You're going to feel a little bit of that sunburn. It's going to feel a lot like that Tennessee game at Nissan Stadium where the sun is out and you are battling the elements a little bit. However, when you have a freshly brewed, iced, Twisted Tea in your hand, there is no better feeling. There is no better feeling. Grab a refreshing Twisted Tea today because they are everywhere.
Dude, the thing about Twisted Tea too is as the weather starts to get more into that fall, it's just gonna start tasting better and better. And I literally go ahead, we'll do the Twisted Tea because I was about to talk about Spooktober. Go ahead. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah. I was about to get into it too, but Mitch coming to us with the Twisted Tea question of the day.
Oh, I have a twisted question for you. Where's our dirt bike?
I got to text the guy. I was planning on texting him today.
All right, cool.
He's got some answers. He was telling me about it last week.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I literally drove up today excited. I got here in a hurry too, according to Will.
I did tell you it was
on a
on
drive.
a Tuesday. We'd be getting it. But our twisted question is, would you rather lose your sight or lose all of your memories?
JP Kent down from 3.
So what, be blind or like have dementia? Fuck.
All right, ready? 3, 2.
Oh, shit, that's what we're doing? I kind of want to hear other people speak. I need to be sold because I don't know right now.
But the thing Will just said, is it be blind or have dementia essentially? Because it changes my answer.
You're
blind immediately or you lose all your memories immediately.
Now, we talked about this before the show. Is it like Daredevil where I get to have superpowers now? Like my hearing stronger?
No, you are you. You're asking for a ride home.
Like Men in Black. I get that little pen on me.
Yeah.
So I'm just a vegetable.
No, you're you.
No, you're
now,
fully
but
functioning.
You don't know how you got here.
Oh, okay, I got my answer.
What is it?
Sight. I'm losing my sight for sure.
I think so.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Like the thought, think of like not seeing and how, dude, shout out all the warriors out there with not all the sense and they can't see. That shit sucks. The thought of me closing my eyes and wandering through life right now sounds really fucking hard. Well, you know what's harder? Knowing nothing and doing like not understanding anything. Like if I lose all my memories, everything, I have no idea of the human being that I am, the establishment I have of my family, like any of that shit. Now I'm just fucking wandering through life, just a new human being. Do I get to acquire new memories or do I have one?
Let's just say
I'm like Dory from Finding Nemo.
You're like Channing Tatum in that movie where he loses his memory with his wife.
Yeah.
Where he wakes up to get
10-second Tom from 50 First Dates.
Right, like yeah. 50 First Dates. That's a great place. You wake up and all your memories are gone, and you're you. But it's not like you don't know. Like what am I? What are my hands?
Without all my memories, I'm not really me. I'm just.
But I'm saying like that's the type of person you are.
Yeah, I stand.
You're not like
firm.
a vegetable.
Neither one of them are great. Let's be honest. It's not like I'm picking a winner out of here, but like this is the lesser of two evils in my opinion. I'm going sight. Does anybody disagree?
I think I'm going sight as well. I'm going sight as well because again, you have all your memories. But if you don't have your memories, people are still gonna. You guys are gonna be like, hey, Will, this is what happens. Like this is what you got to do today.
You'll
Like
just
50 First Dates, you
imagine
get to kind of recreate them. Like you guys are all gonna rally around me.
never see your family again.
Yeah, but you'll be able to remember all the good times though too. And also, Jack, you lose all your memories. Guess who's getting taken advantage of? You on a daily basis.
And
You're like
and
Ray
if you're
Charles
blind,
in the movie
guess
Ray,
who's
where
also
they're handing
getting
them out.
taken advantage of. If you're blind,
You get a cool stick and a dog, dude. Like there are pros to being blind.
That's your argument.
It's better
You
than
can
losing all your
rebuild
members.
a new
Why is he
life.
always yelling at me.
His voice is kind of gone.
My
so,
voice.
yeah.
Why you always? I'm fucking.
He's always yelling.
He knocked him like
I gotta get the fuck
He's
off
a
the phone.
fucking get them.
Look at him
Spiraling.
spiraling.
Yeah, that's tough. It's hard to pick. That is a fucking lose-lose situation. What would you guys
You
rather have?
listen to football forever. You go to movies. You listen to movies.
People did that. People did that back in the 50s. That's called radio.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
Dog, no. Read a book. I've read a book lately. I read a book
When
the
was
other
the
day.
last time you read a book?
The last book I read was the Showdown at Lowhawk. It was a Western book. I actually read it when I was in Canada, and it was
But you need to have the
phenomenal.
camera ready
I
for
literally
when
thought
this
to
is
myself, wow, people who say, oh, if you thought the movie was good, the book's even better. I understand why, because your imagination gets to go a little bit. But you listen to the radio, they paint a picture for you too. Those people, radio voices, do a great job. I think the memory thing.
Maybe losing the memories.
Oh, you're leaving me.
But here's why. Here's why.
No, the
Stick
way
with me.
Will's explaining is you don't get more. You just reset every day. He said that.
No, and not reset every day. You were just talking about being a vegetable, like you don't know how to speak words because you're like starting at zero, basically, like learning how to walk. I'm saying like you wake up tomorrow morning and you're you in your bed realizing where in the fuck am I, but you're still able to like, say where in the fuck am I and talk, and people are just gonna have to show you memories. Like we'll have to show you all the videos on YouTube, like you still see who you were.
You
Might
were
take that.
misled, Taylor. I see why you thought what he was saying, because the examples you gave, like, oh, so you're like so and so off of 50 First Dates.
Yeah.
No, they're saying you like reset your life. Like you get all your memories. You're creating all your new memories from this point on.
Yeah,
And you get
don't
to
have
keep
any
those
old
memories.
Then I'm switching mine as well.
like you don't have any
Well.
good memories, baggage, whatever it is. They're all
Yeah,
gone.
I don't think. I think if that is the case,
Yeah.
because then if we're gonna keep using 50 First Dates, dude, give me the video cassette of showing me all the cool shit that's happened in my life or whatever, and now I can kind of piece together things from there, have that, and to keep establishing new memories. When I'm thinking every day's a reset, I have to relearn who my kids are. I have to relearn how to drive, all that stuff, because all that shit is just memories as well, So yeah, I'm with that. And I retract my blind statement. Although
There's some perks to being blind.
there's some perks to being blind if you have the powers.
Stand at the urinal, pants to ankles. What? For sure, but it's like like you don't know any different.
Yeah, man.
I'm saying like when I was growing up in school, if there was like a blind student, you'd walk in the bathroom and they'd be handling their business however they needed to. There's like all the confidence in the world to. Is it getting weird? Are you guys like
blind
been on
people
this
can do a
podcast
lot of
too long.
things. Like they pretty much live like they live
Blind
their
people
life.
live normal lives. They
Yeah.
just have sticks and don't drive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like they're
I've watched
pretty
Daredevil.
human. No, but you're saying I don't get to be Daredevil.
Yeah, but you
Because
could
low-key,
train.
Daredevil,
You could train yourself.
You'd have the waves. Remember the waves? It'd be dark. Yeah, the sound waves would go
Like
through.
old boy and John Wick. What's do we have any
Someone
more
did ask me-
segments?
Someone did ask me a question the other day. They're like, if you were to get $10 million, tax free, everything, but you had to learn every single line in order to a movie, what movie would you pick? And my answer was John Wick 4.
Mine is Dunkirk.
Oh, is there no? How many words are in that?
There's like 10 words.
Damn, bro, that's a good one too. But people were saying like, "Oh, Dumb and Dumber," this, that, and the other, and I was like, "Hell no, dude." Because just because it's quotable doesn't mean you're gonna remember verbatim and in order.
Chaplin movie.
Smart.
Yeah, that'd be. Yeah. Because I was thinking along those lines. I'm thinking either Lion King or Jurassic Park or something.
Fuck, you're dead.
Yeah, Lion King or Jurassic Park would be fucking tough. Do you have to make the dinosaur noises?
He's got
Like,
that
in the script, it does say dinosaur.
You know, I walked around as a T-Rex in my living room, just like short arms, stomping, roaring. Absolutely.
Did you really?
Yeah. I love Jurassic Park, man.
Dude, when I was 8 years old at Aztec Elementary School, we'd run the loop. And it was like the start of fitness every single day. And I would put my arms like a velociraptor and I'd run like a raptor around the loop.
Yeah,
and I thought to myself, yo, this is way faster.
yeah.
I would think like, I don't get very tired doing this. It's crazy.
Solid.
Solid.
Yeah,
Great
bro,
pod.
that was a
Fucking,
long
you're
pod.
watching right now. Drop the comments, hit the subscribe button, turn the bell on. Thanks for joining us. Welcome back. We're fucking back. It's going to be a
let's
big
have a fall,
year.
boys.
Let's have a fucking fall. Big Cucks, thank you.